the dark scope, the two-piece! Oh my god! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock!
Pegou bala na cara do Master. O Omairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scope for a follow right there. He no-scope!
Queda solamente nuevo por parte de repente consigue la primera baja de este Sam. Se da cuenta que no
What's good, everybody? We are back. The official return of Mobile Mayhem is here. First day of the regular season, and I am excited to be here. We got a lot of changes, a lot of stuff that's new. It's been a month since we've had any competitive multiplayer in Mobile Mayhem, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of the changes, some of the different rosters. We got Trovo Mayhem 2.0, no more content creators, it's all pro players. Tribe has some changes to their roster, 11D, NL. They've all got new players. I'm excited to see what we've got in store, and it is a jam-packed matchup tonight. We've got 5 matches. It's probably going to end up being a late one, and I am all right with it because we're finally back in action day. We got Exile versus 11D, F4 versus Tribe, Zygnus versus NL, Trovo versus Nova Invictus, Shredit versus Vitro. Which one are you looking forward to seeing most?
Kind of divided between match 3 and match 4. Zygnus versus NL, looking at their rosters, seems like that should definitely be a pretty exciting matchup. I mean, at this point, it's probably not really spoiling much of anything, but we did have a pickup for Zygnus, and that being Washi. So one of the areas that teams have really struggled against NL in the past has been in the sniper department, so having Washi for them definitely could maybe bring them up a little bit. Zygnus obviously had a pretty strong season last time around as well. And then, of course, seeing the new Trovo Mayhem roster up against Invictus, who really took off in the middle of our last season and towards the end as well. So I definitely think that could be potentially... I mean, that's potentially even like a semifinals quality match based on the rosters.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. We do actually already have our first match loaded up and ready to go. So admins, you can get the game started whenever you would like. While we're getting started, I will go ahead and run through the maps and the bans. We do have a number of different guns that have been banned officially for this season of Mobile Mayhem, and we'll go over those a little bit as we're in the matches. But as far as this matchup goes, the QQ9 and the HVK, the two guns that are banned at least for right now. So game number 1 is going to be firing range, hardpoint, followed by search and destroy over on raid, and then following that we will have summit domination. But we got everybody here. We are good to go and hopping in to game number 1.
Definitely should be a good one between these two teams. Obviously, a lot of returning members to 11T, so we kind of know what to expect there. But one really big pickup for them is the likes of Wally, a player, absolutely a loved player of the competitive scene here, and played for several teams in the past, finding his way over to what was already a very strong roster. And we know previously, Wally had really been known as one of the innovative players to first pull out the chopper in competitive play, but moving into spring 2021, we do have all LMGs banned, so we'll have to see what his weapon of choice ends up being. Currently, it is the DRH, so pretty strong weapon to be starting out with. 35-3 lead right now for the side of 11T.
Yeah, and Exiled is one of the teams that you guys will probably recognize if you watched over on the Amplified channel the other night, because they were in the finals for the qualifier games. They've not managed to find a very good start right here. Zealot still yet to find a kill, and right now 11T is racking them up. Zy, who is one of the newer players last season, already off to a really good start. 5 kills on the board for him, just right up there with him. And we do see Raballo over on that Exiled roster. Not a player that we saw playing for them the other night, but somebody that's really been one of the top-tier veterans in Mobile Mayhem for the longest time. So that's always somebody that you're excited to see, and no surprise to see him top fragging for the team. Despite that, Exiled struggling to make their way into the hardpoint. Keep in mind, we do have some changes to hardpoint, especially in regards to the spawns, so that's changed the pace of the game a lot and definitely made things a lot more chaotic. We do see Just finding another one right there, already up to 7 kills and making that rotation on over to P3. He's going to make it 8, and right now 11D in a very good spot as they get ready to head out of P2.
Yeah, it's been pretty dominant for the side of 11T so far, and it is kind of a little bit of what we would expect. Again, Exiled, a team that obviously worked their way through the qualifiers and earned their spot here, but again, 11T just an overall really strong roster from last season that picked up an incredibly strong Slayer for the team in Wally. So you definitely expect them to excel, especially against the new kids on the block. We do have Raballo playing for Exiled, though, so that is something that we'll have to keep an eye out for. Raballo, historically one of my favorite players in the league, honestly, so definitely excited to see him making a comeback here.
And we had Just right there actually getting a triple kill. It is going to be a slight break-in for Sleepyhead, but immediately eliminated by Yuji. And right now, 11 is showing why they are one of the teams that was most feared in the last season of Mobile Mayhem. Very much in control right now. Keep in mind, this is a game going to 250, so even though they got a 50-point lead, we still got a long way to go before the game is over. But right now, they are doing a superb job of holding down P3. Zealot actually manages to break in right there. 9 kills on the board, nobody in double digits, and I think the kills definitely tell the majority of the story. Is 4 players in double digits for 11D, only 1 player making their way up there, and especially with the change in the way that hardpoint spawns work, there's not quite as much strategy. A lot of it does really come down to gun skill, and when you're just straight up out-fragging the other team, that's typically what is going to end up happening, as we see Wally and Zy picking up a few big kills here as well.
Yeah, Just as well as rocking at 18 kills on the board for him. We did have Sleepyhead and Zealot pick up to 10 each, but they're just barely scraping double digits. Meanwhile, Just and Zy well on their way into the 20s. with now a 100-point lead for the side of 11. We definitely have to see Exiled turn things around here. Again, as a newer roster playing together, you definitely expect a little bit of time before they really get moving, but also a lot of new players that we really just haven't had enough screen time yet to know where their strengths and weaknesses are, and that's something that we'll definitely be keeping an eye out in this game and games to come. But right now, I mean, man, 11 are just absolutely in control and relentless.
Yeah, we do have Sleepyhead actually having a really good game right now. 17 kills on the board for him. He's actually going to be able to secure the hard point, and a little bit late. I believe that was 10 to 15 seconds before anybody hopped on the hard point, which is not something we see a whole lot. Just continuing to top frag. 21 on the board for him. Slides in, tries to get shots onto Xfall. Not able to get the hip fire to land. Beautiful drop shot from him. And looking to give a shot to Exiled, but it's just too much firepower from this 11D team. Xfall trying to hold spawns down into firing range, but Wally's waiting for him on the inside of 10. And just time and time again, whenever we see like a tiny little peek, looks like Exiled might find a way to break through. 11D is there to shut it down immediately. I think that was the most time that Exiled has had on really any hard point, and that was probably 15 seconds. So they're going to be able to break in, and it's actually going to be Sleepyhead once again taking out Wiru, who we've definitely come to know as one of the S&D specialists in the league. And right now, Exile's in a pretty good spot. If they can keep winning these gunfights, they might actually stand a shot, especially as this is one of the hard points that does have a little bit more of a spawn out and not quite as many spawn in options right on top of the point. We'll see if they can hold it down right here and try to close some of this gap.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They were sitting down over 100 points. They've narrowed the gap slightly. They're just about 90 behind now. But Sleepyhead, one of our top slayers in the qualifier matchups for this team, started off, I mean, obviously leading the team in kills, but has really taken off here in the last couple minutes, up to 21 kills. He was sitting down 9 below just earlier, and now he's only sitting down 3. So definitely been a big factor of why the team is making a comeback, but the rest of the team as well also starting to catch up in kills. Not really evening out yet, but at least getting some momentum in their favor. Obviously, we've had some pretty massive changes to the rules. All player voted this season, guys, but just kind of keep in mind, the only score streaks that we have available for use are the Cluster Strike and the Predator Missile. No operators are allowed either, so this is going to be raw gun skill versus raw gun skill, and 9 times out of 10, the team with the better synergy is going to come out on top. And right now, that has been 11T as they are looking to extend their lead. Once again, Wally just dropping bodies right now, finds 3, trying to rotate into the hard point, and that is going to be a really, really good set of streaks coming for Wally here. Almost got a cluster strike as well as he has his
Oh, he gets it.
There he goes.
That's big.
That final kill.
And something to keep in mind is Sleepyhead actually used his Predator Missile, so the Predator Missile and the Cluster Strike being the only 2 score streaks that are allowed. That actually completely went to waste. He tried to use it on somebody on the way into trailer and unfortunately was not able to get it to land. So they are now missing out on that. You got Wally has used his Pred Missile. He's still got a Cluster Strike to work with. They've got pretty close to an 80-point lead right now, so things definitely not looking good.
Now,
especially, yeah, that's a really good spot for him to use it. Nobody going to be able to make an entry from that firing range side. Xfall's going to go up top, but probably going to have an opportunity to get hit by those Cluster Strike shots. Just barely survives up top, but a lot of value going in for Wally, who does get the major assist right there as well. Going to hop on down to Sleepyhead, hit fires his way through that gunfight, and just like that, 11D is in control of the hard point once again. Everybody spawning out for Exiled, and looks like only a matter of time as Wally gets yet another Pred Missile ready to go. This man is going off 34 kills on the board.
Picks up a double with the Pred Missile on the respawn as well. Almost up at 40 kills right now. There is enough time on the clock for them to finish it out. Does lose out on the gunfight there, and it looks like we had a big enough stall from the side of Exiled to prevent the win, but only 5 points away. This is clearly going to be an 11T game. There's no room for error for Exiled here. They can't give up points at the beginning of a hard point, and they also can't give away the trickle at the end, which will make those rotations to new hard point a little bit more difficult, as you are going to have a player, if not two, to defend the last 10 seconds or so of the hard point. So puts them at a really big disadvantage. And as we do have 11T coming through there, picking up a couple points, we're now just 3 points away from the victory out of them. Control maintains for Exiled just briefly, but there's the 250 to 155 win for 11T. And man, Wally, just really big performance for just having joined this team this season. I mean, you would have thought that this guy had been playing with them all last season as well. It just seamless entry into the league once again.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge pickup for them. Obviously, anybody that's watched Mobile Mayhem for any amount of time probably recognizes Wally. So we did have, I believe, Nova Imperium disbanded coming into the season. So that's why you're going to see a lot of those players who definitely have a lot of raw talent. There's some younger players, but really, really good at the game. Wally being one of those players. 37 and 21 right there. Huge game for him, alongside a minute 22 on the hill, so not bad on the OBJ side. And like we talked about, with the new hardpoint spawns, a lot of it comes down to just winning your gunfights. You look over at the Exiled side of things, you got minus 12 right here, you got minus 9 right here, minus 9, minus 13. Sleepyhead, the only person going positive. Whenever that's happening at hardpoint, your team's really just not going to stand a shot. So we'll see if they're going to be able to turn things around in the next one. It is going to be Search and Destroy on Raid. Keep in mind, we do have a very different rule set for Search and Destroy as well. So, number 1, sniping and respawns is banned. Number 2, only 1 sniper is allowed per team from now on in Search and Destroy. So,
Just as a clarification to that rule, while you touched on it, Bobby, that includes if you kill an enemy sniper, you are not allowed to pick up a sniper. Unless if your sniper has been killed.
Oh,
so
I misunderstood
only one,
that.
Yep.
All right.
So just throwing that out there, just so everybody's clear on the rule.
I also see some people in chat saying hashtag free Slothy. So since this was officially announced in the Mobile Mayhem Discord, I'm just going to go ahead and explain it for those of you who don't understand. In Season 4, I believe, of Mobile Mayhem, Fierce was playing in the finals against Tribe. Slothy played on IX accounts, so some of you may remember us making a really big deal out of IX making these ridiculous plays, clutching games, everything else, because he was just a manager for the most part. That was actually Slothy playing on IX account. So that was actually a violation of 4 different Mobile Mayhem rules at the same time. That is why Slothy is currently banned from Mobile Mayhem, and I believe he's banned from the next 3 or 4 seasons as well, because you have 1 punishment for each rule that is broken. You break 4 rules, you suffer 4 seasons worth of punishment. So that's the reason that that's happening. You guys can spam free Slothy as much as you want to, but the rules are the rules. We have to enforce the rules. So for that reason,
it is something that is admitted on stream.
Yeah, he admitted it on his own stream apparently. So I don't know why you would do that, but it is what it is. It'll be interesting to see what substitutions we have in for Tribe. Obviously, they weren't at a lack for players. They usually had 6 or 7 active players. So excited to see what their starting roster is going to be, especially with Slothy being one of their top fraggers throughout the last season. And we have a very, very different roster for Trovo Mayhem, which is made up primarily of old Tribe players. So definitely going to be fun to see those 2 teams, especially when they go up against each other.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it looks like we have a very similar Tribe roster. It looks like we did have a pickup on Forsaken for them. Forsaken, obviously, any team he plays for has been just a key player in the past. So that, moving into a strong Tribe lineup with the likes of Flows, Bolu, Jez, I mean, powerful Tribe roster once again this season. I expect to see them go pretty far. So excited to get to their matchup today, but we still obviously have a couple games to go. Obviously, we have the second round here of Exiled versus 11T, and we'll see them next game, I think, versus F4?
Yeah, do you know who's on F4? I actually don't know anything about that roster.
I actually have the rosters up. I just don't remember if that is who they are playing.
Okay.
AO Raf, 4 Henry, 4 Minwoo, Modzi, 4 Curves, Akuma, 4 Ingenic, and Scope loves you.
Interesting. That's I mean, there's a few people in that I definitely recognize from past seasons, but definitely they automatically got a spot in Mobile Mayhem. I wonder. I don't know.
Better question for a
yeah.
for
Admins. I don't know what the process was. Obviously, there's a lot of new teams.
qualified.
Yeah, a lot of new teams. They qualified. Like taking a look at the schedule. There's not that many teams from last season. Well, I guess there's a few. 11D, Exiled, Tribe, NL, Zygnus, Nova Invictus, Trovo Mayhem. So what? 5 new teams? If I'm not mistaken. Oh, wait.
Well, I think one of the interesting things to me is with all of the sniper talent we had from last season, with teams having 2 or 3 like just phenomenal snipers. I'm kind of surprised to see kind of the same thing going on for some of these teams. The likes of Cheto and Fish for NL. It's going to be interesting to see. You would think from historically speaking that Cheto would be the sniper for them, but Fish really came through for them big and was an incredible sniper last season. So you really have options there. Looking at the likes of Trovo Mayhem, we've obviously seen Tectonic snipe. We've obviously seen Jesus Can Save You snipe. Little B, obviously, potentially their primary sniper. So a lot of these teams have multiple sniper talent that they won't be able to execute on to the fullest. So it's definitely going to be an interesting season on that front.
Yep. I think we got everybody ready up and good to go for game number 2, which is going to be Search and Destroy on Raid. And it looks like we are hopping into the game already. So obviously we do have 11D up 1-0 off the start. Looking to close things out. We got 5 matches tonight, so if we were to have a 2-0, I wouldn't be too terribly disappointed, but obviously first night back in over a month, you want to have as much COD Mobile gameplay as you can get. It does look like Xfall going to be filling the sniper role for Exiled off the start, and just picking up the sniper. Wasn't Zy the primary sniper for 11D last season?
It was Zy and Parka.
Yeah.
But I'm actually interested to see if Xfall is going to be the sniper, because I believe, if my memory serves me well from Tuesday, I think we had Sleepyhead be their primary sniper, who is not yet loaded into the game.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. I mean, I could be wrong. I worked all day. I could be crazy. But, yeah, we'll have to see when the game starts.
All right.
If the game starts. If
Yeah.
Sleepyhead ever loads in.
What one can only hope. Slothy spent 500 elixir to pin a message that said, "Free me on God." Worthwhile investment. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah,
one day we'll wait and see.
I think there needs to be a bigger bribe.
Yeah. In order for me to pull out the big guns, it's gonna definitely cost more than $5.
Yep. You need a couple more zeros there.
Yep. Sleepyhead did not load in.
Can we get a confirmation here out of Zim, Splinter, or B?
Okay. And Rabala left the game, so I'm assuming we're probably gonna requeue.
I'm hoping we had admin approval.
Yep. Hashtag Free Willy. All right, Wiru coming out with the MVP right there. Big performance for him. Obviously, we know him as the S&D specialist, and he came out guns blazing. 0
that how it
kills
works?
and 11D gets the win. What a
So
what a performance.
powerful, he intimidated Sleepyhead out of the game.
Yeah. We'll wait for everybody to re-ready. For those of you who don't know about what guns are banned, obviously Day went over score streaks, operators, everything else. Man of War is automatically banned for all matchups. I think they actually just came out with a legendary Man of War skin like 32 minutes ago. I could be wrong on that one.
32 minutes ago.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mobile Mayhem multiplayer starts at the exact same time that all the new skins drop into the game, which is really unfortunate for me, but it just gives me an excuse to not buy them, you know?
It gives you a couple hours to not be tempted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have the weapon restrictions and everything pulled up?
I don't, but I have them memorized. Arctic 50 is banned. Man of War is banned. LMGs are banned. Shotguns are banned. NA-45 is banned. Akimbo is banned. Perks that are banned: Persistence, Quick Fix, Recon. I might be missing. I'm definitely missing a few.
Hardline, Shrapnel, Persistence, Tracker, Quick Fix, ACOG for snipers.
Yep.
As well as rocket launchers is one you missed.
Yep.
And then the banned lethals and tacticals are trip mines, molotovs, thermites, and gas grenades.
There we go. And for those of you who missed it, the banned weapons for this specific matchup, the QQ9 and the HVK. So that's why we're seeing a lot of DRHs right now.
It appears the mods are trying to start, so we must have had approval for the reset there, which means Sleepyhead is still present, so we will have a 5v5 ahead of us. No character skins banned, by the way, guys. Just so everybody in chat knows.
No character skins, no gun skins, because apparently the giant freaking Jack dude has the same hitbox as the tiny little girl running around the map.
It's an urban tracker.
Yeah. I think the new one is, what's the new character that Ferg is simping for? It's not Manta Ray. I can't remember who it is. Somebody type it in chat. I can't remember her name.
For potentially obvious reasons, but just to make sure the rule is out there for everybody, emotes are also banned. And for any sort of clarification anybody may want there is you can stand at a corner and emote and essentially get vision around the corner without actually peeking. So that is the reason for that. And I guarantee you that that copy pasta is going to get you guys timed out. Guarantee you.
Easy prediction right there. No question.
It's just going to be like 2 minutes late, but, you know, whatever.
Yep. I can't remember what her name was. I don't know. Chat will tell me in a minute and a half. It looks like we're waiting on Exile to ready up. I'm not sure what's happening. We may have some administrative issues or something else. Not entirely sure. We've got 4 more matches after this, so I'd like to get things running if possible. Sleepy is restarting his phone. Noted.
That would have been nice to know when we asked like 10 minutes ago.
Yep.
Just messing with you, Splitter.
Space said, can we just pay like 10% of Slothy's bond and y'all let him out just like IRL?
So you're still restricted if you're out on bond though.
Yeah.
So,
How much is his bond?
yeah.
Like,
yeah,
y'all trying to...
We get a GoFundMe for Slothy Bobby, and then me, you, and the admins split the profits.
I was thinking we just triple the prize pool.
We can do that with some of it, but
Okay. We triple the prize pool and me, Day, and the admins get some of it.
They had to buy our leverage, right? So,
Yep.
So we should get something, you know?
We will charge you guys the price of 10 Raid Shadow Legends ads. That's not cheap. Go, please, guys. Guys. Oh, everybody's ready up. Go, 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 go. Before the children get impatient.
Before they get impatient,
Well,
they've been impatient.
before they leave because they're impatient. Everybody is loaded in this time, so we are actually good to go. And, yeah, probably a lot of QXRs, if I had to guess. That's definitely become one of the go-to guns, especially for close range. Obviously, DRH. We've actually seen the QXR banned. It was banned in at least one of the matchups on Tuesday night, as we got Yuji top bank room trying to slow down the push over toward the A site. Everybody pretty focused inside of mid and over on the pool side for Exiled right now. Nobody, or actually Wally's already dropped for 11D, so that's a good sign. Uzu able to pick up that frag and trying to hit the jump shot. I think it was actually a sniper from Zy, who actually does end up being the primary sniper for this team, but Zealot's going to pick up one onto Wiru as well. He's been one of the more lethal players in Search and Destroy, so that's a big pickup. And playing it nice and passive. Keep in mind, Search and Destroy 30 seconds shorter now than it has been in previous seasons. So 90 seconds instead of 120. And that's definitely starting to play a much bigger role, as they've only got 25 seconds to go for the plant. And with one player getting taken out inside a bank room, Yuji finds a double kill, just finds one as well. Wow. 11D turned that around from a 5-3 real quick. I think that ended at a 3-0 for them. And big props to Yuji on that one. 4 kills in round 1.
Yeah, I gave Yuji a lot of props in the previous season for being just such a consistent player. And he opens up spring 2021 with a near ace. So excellent work out of 11T's Yuji. Wiru, obviously, the other kind of key player we expect to look out for 11T here. He was one of the strongest slayers in Search and Destroy in a previous season, so definitely something to keep my eye out for. Yuji has an axe out.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't really sure what was happening. Wiru actually gets taken out by Uzu right there. He put it away. I think he realized, these guys might actually be coming to play right now. Rubalo's going to get the plant over.
Who was it that had the bat triple kill last season?
Oh, it was...
I think it was somebody from Gene Gaming.
Contact with enemy.
You're not thinking of the Strike Zone guy, Poppy?
Oh, Strike Zone.
Yeah, that was him. Dude's a freaking whack job with a bat. We got 2 players left for 11D right here, Yuji and Just. They're the only players with any kills, so if you want anybody alive, it's definitely these guys. A little bit of a botchinade right there, not going to make anything happen. It's going to be Yuji all by himself. Sleepyhead does get the kill. That's unfortunate if you're Sleepyhead, but obviously Yuji doesn't really have the time to be able to make any type of a push right here. Anyway, X-Fall's got the sniper in hand. Makes it look easy as we tie things up at 1-1.
A big round for the likes of Exiled there, and if I remember correctly, Exiled actually made I believe a 5-round reverse sweep against Zygnus on Tuesday. So in Search and Destroy. So definitely a lot of potential here. A lot of that was thanks to Sleepyhead, who dropped like 15 kills or something in that game. So we'll definitely have to be keeping an eye out for him. Currently, however, it is Uzu for the likes of Exiled that has 4 kills on the board, just 1 shy of Yuji's 5. Sleepyhead does find a couple shots onto Zy there, not enough to get the kill, but enough to push him back even just a little bit. Zy does pick up the kill. Wally finds Uzu as well, and what was looking pretty bad for 11T has very, very quickly turned, and now it's Sleepyhead alone versus 3 members of 11T. And, well, that's that.
Yep, that's an easy defuse going in for Wiru, and they were able to retake control of that one relatively easily. And just like that, we do find 11D up to a 2-1 lead, usually top fragging 5 kills on the board. Surprisingly enough for Abalo, the one player yet to pick up a kill, and especially as a veteran in this We expect to see him to be one of the bigger carries, especially with a lot of these newer players over on Exiled. We'll see if he can pick things up, as we do see Exiled once again making the push on over to the A site. We do actually have Uzu playing red right now and might be able to find a couple frags. Misses the initial shots onto Wally. He doesn't quite see Wiru in time. He's going to be able to get the trade right there. Robali with the bomb in hand, just trying to retreat. He's actually pushed up in the pool side, and that's not going to pay off. Zealot finding the frag, usually peeking from top of bank room. Not able to land the kill shot. Robalo going to be able to get the plant down right here. Does have one teammate dropping there, but we've got one sniper still in play in Zy. He's actually on the flank right now. Perfect positioning for him. We got one player inside of Cabana. He's going to be all by himself. Lands the first shot. Seeing if he can make the 1v3 happen right here. He's still got Sleepyhead and Robalo. That's not two easy kills to find. Not able to land the shot onto Robalo. Does manage to find his first frag, put it on the board, and that ties us up at 2-2.
Yeah, exciting matchup between these two teams. We led into it with 11 having a massive win over Exiled in Hardpoint. Kind of reminiscent of how Tuesday went. Exiled suffered quite a bit in respawn, and again, was able to turn things around big against Zygnus in the Search and Destroy matchup. 11 had a really strong comeback in the first round, but Exiled looking to just overall, at least in their comfort, be a stronger Search and Destroy team. I can't believe Uzu is alive. 2 HP to his name. He does now regenerate, but absolutely no reason for him to live there. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, I mean,
somehow.
This is one of the most passive offensive approaches I've seen from any team this season, especially in Search and Destroy, where 30 seconds is taken off the clock. We do have Sleepyhead finding another frag onto Yuji, and Exiled looking a lot more confident in Search and Destroy than they had been in the respawn right there. Wiru's actually going to return fire and get the frag. That's a 2v2 just like that. Xfall still alive. He's got a sniper in hand, and we do have a big sniper buff coming in Season 3 of COD Mobile, but until then, snipers will likely reign supreme in Search and Destroy. The B plant is going to go in for Robalo, and Xfall picks a really weird time to get the reload, but he actually ended up timing it perfectly. He's going to find the final kill of the round just like that. Exiled takes the lead at 3-2.
Yeah, Exiled now in the lead over 11. Not really what we would have expected between these two teams, again, especially after the Hardpoint matchup, as well as, again, 11 historically having been such a strong Search and Destroy team. Not to say Wiru's doing bad, but down at 3 kills, he has typically been, again, just one of the biggest slayers for the team in Search and Destroy. Maybe now having the switch come through, we may get to see him play a little bit more aggressive. We may get to see him pick up a couple extra kills. He does have the bomb. He's making the rotation over. Did see Sleepyhead around the corner, but was unable to find the kill. Does miss a couple shots there, but with the trophy system down, he's going to get the plant. And it's up to him and Yuji, who have a combined 10 kills, to defend this bomb. I have to see the angles that they try to take. This is kind of a finicky bomb to defend. Just, ooh, where it gets one. The whole team knows where he's at. They were all rotating right there, so you definitely expect he's in a pretty rough spot. He gets the second kill onto Uzu. He's going to rotate over into Xfall, who is going to pick up the kill. And that's going to be a 4th round. Going over to 11 going over to Exiled, extending their lead over 11 with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, and I don't know if I love that push after getting the initial kill. If you got quick fix, I can understand it, but especially when you gotta wait to regen, I don't really love that push up into the opponent. Like, you know, everybody's gonna be waiting on that side, as opposed to you got a lot of cover back towards statue. I think he could have potentially made something crazy out of that and maybe clutched a 1v4. Xfall with a perfect positioning right there. Predicts the initial snipe, and he does take out Wiru, which once again going to be a really big frag, as he is tied for top frag for 11T right now. Just as the bomb in hand, trying to make his way on over to the B site. We've seen a lot more B site pushes than we're used to. Typically, it seems like around 75% of the time at least we see A pushes, but both of these teams making some very intentional B pushes, and it's actually working out. So we'll see if they're going to be able to hold the retake. They are down a player right here And definitely in the later half of this game, this Exiled team seems so very confident. Rabalu finds a frag. Only 3 players remaining right here. But time is dwindling. We do have a little bit of urgency for Exiled to make this push. We get 1 player spotted right there. Zy drops to Xfall. Just drops right there as well. It's going to be 1 player, Wally, all by himself. And the retake goes in for Exiled once again. Started off, I believe, weren't they down 2-0? Is that 5 rounds in a row? Am I tripping?
No, I think it was 1-1 for a hot minute. Maybe the admin can verify, but I'm pretty sure it was 1-1, and then 11T took the lead again, 2-1, and then 4 rounds in a row exiled.
And I see the message that said, why Slothy banned? Who voted on that? The people that agreed to the rules of Mobile Mayhem, so every single player that is in the league.
Including Slothy.
Including Slothy. So there you go. Uzu drops off the bat. Wiru finds a frag. Wally trades for Sleepyhead. 4 players remain for each team. Guys, what would you think about 4v4 Mobile Mayhem instead of 5v5? That could definitely make for a very interesting dynamic. Wiru finds one onto Xfall.
It would feel like, what was that game mode they used to have? Team Tactical? Is that what it was called? I think it's Team Tactical. 4 versus 4. You play like Team Deathmatch, Domination, Search and Destroy.
TDM? What in the world?
That's what Team Tactical was.
Wait,
it was,
is Sleepyhead gonna clutch this? He was in a 1v2 right there. Oh, Wiru played that perfectly. He's going to keep his team alive just a little bit longer. That's going to push us to 3-5, and 11D definitely needed that. Still got a few more rounds to go if they're going to be able to turn things around and pull off the comeback. They need 3 rounds in a row. We'll see if they're going to be able to make it happen. Warriors got 10 kills on the board, but so does Sleepyhead. A lot more consistency over on the side of Exiled.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Wiru definitely clutched up for the team, especially, again, when we talked about him not doing as well as we expected when he was down at 3 kills. He's now up in double digits to match Sleepyhead, who is now at 12 as he finds Just and Yuji there, and not looking great for the likes of 11D. Again, you kind of would have expected them to be the stronger Search and Destroy team, but again, Exile's made a big comeback up against Zygnus in Search and Destroy as well, so definitely a team that knows how to rotate and knows how to play in Search and Destroy. Hopefully we'll see them refine and develop their skills for Respawn for future games as well. So
Wally needs to clutch a 1v4 right now in order to push this to another round. Taking shots onto Xfall, just barely misses out on the kill shot. Gets the one onto Uzu. Xfall's very weak around the corner. Pre-fires. He gets the kill right here. He's pulled off 3 kills so far. He could make it a 1v4 to clutch the round. We'll see what Zealot has in mind. He is playing this as slow as possible. Obviously, not a whole lot of time for Wally. I don't even know if he's going to be able to make it to the bomb site in time. He is going to be able to. He's going to be able to get the bomb down over onto A, and now is going to have the opportunity to clutch the 1v4. Zealot already making that rotation. There's obviously nobody over on B. Wally's going to move on into Cabana, trying to play this as passive as possible. 7 kills on the board for him. Zealot's up.
He actually has a pretty solid angle to defend from as well. Anywhere on poolside that he's really got vision of the bomb site from, he's got vision on that defuse. So we'll have to see if he gets that defense in. Does have to peek the corner to get the defuse with only 10. Oh my goodness! Wally just got mega picked off the head glitch there by Zealot. Zealot clutches up for Exiled.
I don't think that's what Wally intended to do right there. He peeked that corner for a really long time, and all he really had to do was kind of challenge and unchallenge. He didn't need to get the kill right there. He just needed to play time. He had a nade on the way in. I'm not sure why he played that aggressively as he did, but even with, what was that, only 4 kills on the board for Zealot, that 4th kill was definitely a really important one. As he's going to come through 4 and 5. It's going to be Exiled taking the win right there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to push us to a Game 3 domination.
Absolutely. So Exiled so far, we saw him in the qualifiers. We saw him show up in Search and Destroy here against Eleventy. Wiru, great performance as expected out of him for Search and Destroy, leading his team with 10 kills on the board. Yuji, again, as I've credited him before, an incredibly consistent player with 8 on the board. Still not enough to overcome Exiled, who is led by Sleepyhead, once again 13 kills. Xfall, who did struggle quite a bit today in hardpoint versus when we saw him in action on Tuesday. I believe he did top frag for the team in Respawn, but pulling a little bit back together here for Search, and also obviously the pickup of Rabalo, 7 kills for them as well. So really, really strong Search game so far from Exiled, and this is going to push us to domination, where again, Team 11, they had the advantage in Respawn. Exiled across the board have seemed to struggle a little bit in Respawn as well. So we will just have to see if they can bring their game to this domination. They've showed they have the gun skill to win. They just got to work on how they're going to strategize for respawns.
Yeah, and you do have to keep in mind there is a lot more strategy that's going to go into a game of domination than hardpoint, just because of the way that the spawns have changed. So this is less... not necessarily not focused on gun skill, but it's possible to win a game of domination while your team doesn't necessarily have the positive overall KD. So we'll see if maybe Exiled has the strats that they need to pull something off right here. We're definitely expecting big things out of Sleepyhead time and time again whenever they've needed him. He seems to be the player that is coming through. And also Rabalo, one of those players that has just been a longtime veteran inside of Mobile Mayhem. You got to think those two together are at least going to have a shot. Obviously, this is a really strong 11T roster. And keep in mind, even if one of these teams does end up losing, they manage to at least prevent the other team from getting 20 points. So for those of you who don't understand the scoring for Mobile Mayhem, there are no negative points for teams that lose. We didn't like seeing like tons of teams in the negative in points. So it's plus 10 points if you win 2-1, plus 20 points if you win 2-0, and if you lose, it's just a net 0 points. So
Unless if you forfeit.
Unless you forfeit, you get minus 10. Yes. Or is it minus 30? I think it's minus 10.
Yeah, I think it's minus 10 as well.
Admins, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
I actually have the sheet up. It might say on the sheet. Hang on. Oh, win via split is 15 to the victor and 5 to the loser.
5? Oh, they changed that.
That's new.
That's interesting. Also, penalty for disqualifying. First offense, minus 10. Second offense, minus 15. Third offense, minus 20 points, and disqualified from competing in playoffs and sent to qualifiers.
Solid.
And if both parties forfeiture or are disqualified, no points will be distributed. There we go.
Interesting.
It does look like we got everybody readied up. Summit domination incoming. We should be good to go momentarily. Just waiting for the go-ahead from my man, Splinter. Splinter is typing.
Be savage.
All right.
I'm absolutely with B on this tonight. Is going to be a long night. So let's
get
it moving.
Splinter said we're good to go, and just like that, we were unready. Fantastic. All right, we're good. Go, 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 go. Awesome.
All right. Getting into Summit domination between 11T and Exiled. Exiled, again, a team that is seemingly struggling pretty hard in the respawn modes, at least based off of what we've seen so far very early on in this season. But honestly, super, super impressive search and destroy play out of these guys. So we will have to see moving forward how that is going to develop for this team. You, again, would definitely expect 11 to have a little bit of a advantage just based off of how the hardpoint game went. But obviously, Exiled has proven that they are here to play ball, and we will see.
Cool to Gaming with the dono said, cast EU, please. You'll bring some attention EU needs. I'm just going to go ahead and say that's not going to happen. Wife would not be happy. Happy wife, happy life. So I'm just going to go ahead and say no. Anytime they want me to cast champs, I'll do it. But taking on an entire another region would be a pretty big time commitment. As NA is enough time as it is. We do see Yuji trying to find the frag on the X-Fall. That's such an awkward gunfight. Rabalo's going to end up winning it. We see the QXR in hand. We see some Fenix in hand. A lot more SMGs in play on Summit, as obviously you got a lot of those tighter angles. Quite a few DRHs as well. I mean, that pretty much encompasses the entire meta for this map. It looks like we do have one ASM-10 in hand for Uzu, which we really haven't seen used a whole lot, but he gets kill number 1 on the board right there while he gets the refrag, and it is going to be a double cap in favor of 11D.
Yeah, it's a big start for them. They're able to develop a double score lead in just the first minute and some change. So great start from them. They have half progress on A. Potentially spawn flipping going on. Unsure yet. We do have Zai and Yuji on A. Looks like the respawns are starting to come through. It'll be a brief triple cap, but this is a C cap certainly going over to the side of Exiled.
Yeah, as expected, it does seem like 11D a lot more confident in their respawns. Rabalo just with a really awkward angle. I don't know how he survived there. 1 HP to work with. 2 players around the corner, not going to be able to stay alive a whole lot longer. Just taking out top fragger for the game so far. 8 kills on the board for him. Uzu running around right in front of Wally. Excellent trigger discipline. Not able to hit the initial shots, but follows it up with 2 kills. And just like that, 11E completely back in control. Maybe even looking to push for the triple cap right here. Here's Uzu running across top. Wally is going in right now. 11 kills on the board. More than doubling up on Exiled. And 11E not trying to follow up that loss in Search and Destroy with another L, as they are absolutely dominating so far here on Summit.
Yeah, still a lot of game ahead of us. We could see Exile turn it around, but believe this is, once again, kind of showcasing that this team definitely struggles quite a bit in respawn, and it's something that we can see them work forward to throughout the rest of the season. But Exile looking like, if they're able to maintain the double cap here, could potentially go into the second half with a 50-point lead. I mean, that would be a pretty monstrous lead to go and be ahead of a team that you're doing so strongly against. I mean, looking at the likes of Wally, 13 kills on the board, Just with 12. We do have a couple players picking up some kills here on the side of Exiled, specifically Uzu with 8, Rabala with 8 as well. Nobody quite pushing double digits. And as far as score streaks go, obviously, again, guys, Predator Missile and Cluster Strike only. So, Rabalo, if you can hear me, bud, probably want to fix that class, my dude, because you have no score streaks equipped. So, but no score streaks for anybody, not even on 11T yet. So, you'll have to see moving forward. There's definitely a lot of potential for a Pred Missile or Cluster Strike to have good value here, especially with the glass roof above B on this map. So, keep an eye out for those if we get any. But man, 53-point lead for 11T going into the second half. You absolutely would expect that they would be able to pull together a win here. But again, Exiled, they've shown that when they show up big. So we'll have to see. But Zai picking up one, almost picks up another, just absolutely drops the ball and gets gunned down by X-Fall there. But I don't think it's enough for Exiled to get a cap. So pretty strong spot for 11 to be in. I mean, this could be a 1-1. B never has to get capped, and 11T just eventually win by timeout. So this is all right for 11T.
Yeah, we've seen some really good position plays, some patient plays from 11D so far. We actually see the first, I believe, the first double cap all game long going in for this Exile team. They really needed it, and if there's ever a time to get a double cap, it's going to be in that second half area. Sleepyhead pushing his way on up able to get the initial kill, not able to stay alive, and that's going to allow some progress to go in for 11T right here. We got a couple players trying to contest from that entryway, but Wally says not today. Just like that, he's got a Pred missile on deck, 19 kills on the board, very, very close to getting a cluster strike as well. Gets the cleanup, gets the shots onto X-Fall as well. A Pred missile and a cluster strike in his inventory, and that may very well seal the fate for this Exiled team right here, as those two are going to be very, very effective to holding off any type of retake. It looks like he might be disconnected for a second. I think he's actually back with us now, and we do see a cluster strike on the way in. May very well see a triple cap go into play, as we got two players over on the A flag for 11D. Wally's going to help capture that one right there. We do see B go over into the control of Exiled, but we're getting pretty much 100% into that territory where in order to secure a win, Exiled is going to need to triple cap, and with the kill disparity where it is right now, Wally with 23, just with 20, nobody above 15 over on Exiled, it seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be very favorable for them, especially with the double cap once again coming through. It's a couple more seconds that they now need to buy in triple cap territory. Holding the double now would be fine, but let's see here. We're 110 to 52, so 104. Yeah, we are in triple cap territory for the side of Exiled, even if just for a couple seconds. They do need like a solid 4 or 5 seconds of triple cap to even be able to have a hope or a dream at this point.
Yeah, they've got the double cap right now. We also got to keep in mind time could very well be a factor too. Only 2 minutes remaining. That is not a whole lot of time to make up 50 points of difference in a game of domination. So if they're going to get the triple cap, now is the time. Wally's got 25 on the board, but he gets taken out right there. Sleepyhead getting ready to move into the 20s. He's going to be able to do it. We've got people over on C. They might be able to secure this. We got people pushing from up top. It is going to be a triple cap. Not a whole lot of time on the triple cap, and it looks like things are actually going to flip around. Oh, they save C. It doesn't look like there's any time remaining on that, but it's actually going to be Exiled able to take it down. They're able to hold the double cap for a little while longer, and things just barely outside the realm of possibility. We are going to see the double cap going in for 11T right there, and that will most likely seal the fate for Exiled, despite the efforts from Sleepyhead and X-Fall both at 20 kills. Wally with his 30 on the board, his score streaks, his everything that he's given so far. Just too much for this Exiled team. Picks up number 31 onto Rabalu. May very well see a triple cap as well. And the cluster strike on the way in will seal the deal, as it looks like this 11A team is going to get the very first official win of Mobile Mayhem Season 1, as we see a few final shots laid out across Control Center with not really any hope of a turnaround right here for Exiled.
Yeah, I don't even know if with the triple cap right now, holding it for the rest of the game, I don't know if there's time on the board for them. So, gonna just be a rough loss for Exiled, who almost made a really strong comeback. While we got you here, it's gonna be a couple minutes late, guys, but I do see you guys asking in chat why operators and certain score streaks are banned. So we'll just throw it out there for anybody who's a little late to the party that the rules for spring 2021 were voted on by the players. So this isn't something that me and Bobby were just like, hey, you know what? You guys don't get operators anymore.
I don't like operators. Take him out of the game. I don't like them. No. I died to an operator one too many times. Take it out of the game. I don't like it. I think whenever people see me like tweet about changes to Mobile Mayhem rules, I think they assume that I'm just like, hey, this annoys me. Take it out. And the admins are like, okay, we'll take it out, Bobby. Whatever you say.
Whatever you say, Bobby. You are the dictator.
You're the captain of the ship. You don't like it. We're gonna take it out of the game. You said so. It's just the way things go, right, chat? Everyone type yup. But it is going to be 11D coming out on top right there. Probably not too surprising. I think most people would have figured they would be favored to win this matchup, especially with a lot of new players over on this Exiled roster. But
to be fair, I thought it was going to be a 2-0. So,
yeah.
Exiled, I'm giving you mad props. You proved yourself in Search and Destroy on Tuesday. You did it again today against 11-2, who I considered to be a stronger Search team than a Respawn team in the first place. So, don't walk away sad from this loss. You guys played great.
And especially given the fact that one of the newest players was Wally, and he was pretty hard to carry for just about every game that we played so far. So, given the fact that they upgraded, I would say, from last season, the fact they were able to still get a win in Search and Destroy, definitely not a bad showing at all.
Yeah, definitely going to be fun to see how Exiled are able to refine their talents throughout the rest of the season. For a bunch of new players to the competitive scene, again, you guys did phenomenal. Keep up the good work. 11T, thank you guys for returning. Great way to start off the season, and we're, of course, excited to see more out of you guys as well. But we will be getting ready to start moving into our next matchup, Bobby, which is going to be F4 versus Tribe. Now, you recognize some of the players from F4 more than I do. I don't really know anybody over here. So,
could you read that off again?
AO Raf, 4 Henry, 4 Minwoo, Modzi, 4 Curves, Akuma, 4 Ingenic, and Scope Loves You.
Okay, I think Raph was actually the only player I recognized on that team.
All right, so a couple players equals 1 player on the team.
I have the bad habit of zoning in and out whenever I listen. My wife will agree with that. So, Raph. I recognize Raph. There you go.
Okay, so up against Tribe, you have no idea how they're going to perform.
I have no idea. I mean, obviously, Tribe's a reigning champion, so they're going to be the favorite to win. That's a lot of people that are watching. It's their favorite team. Obviously, we'll have some roster changes with Slothy being banned from Mobile Mayhem. It's going to change up the team chemistry a lot. I know I think Mobile Mayhem for this season is 17 and above. I'm not 100% positive. I don't know what Tribe's roster is going to look like at all. I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
I have it up if you want me to go run down it. I mean,
yes, please.
Even with taking Slothy out, it's a pretty clear starting lineup for them.
Okay.
We have Aflos, who will very likely be the primary sniper. Bolu, Jez, Hax, Marshy, and Forsaken.
Yeah, that's definitely a pretty clear starting lineup.
Yeah, I mean, based on last season, we saw Marshy as a backup player for them, a sub. So, obviously picking up Forsaken again, a repeat MVP, a player that can nearly single-handedly carry teams to victory, picked up by an incredibly strong Tribe roster. You definitely would expect them to have the edge over the new kids on the block. So, this could speed up our night a little bit, Bobby.
Yeah, if there was one matchup I was gonna guess would be a 2-0, it'd probably be this one.
Watch Tribe lose now.
I mean, if Optic Gaming can lose to Toronto Ultra, then anything is possible, you know?
Wow. Wow.
I'm just saying.
Fair.
This is the day of crazy COD happenings. And to any Optic fans in the chat, I am not sorry. I'm a Subliners fan, so it was a rough day for me too, you know?
Oh, really? You're a Subliners fan, huh?
Yes.
I wonder if there's any bias included in that.
No! I mean, to be fair, we lost to a much better team than Optic did. That's my defense for that one. Also, did LA Thieves lose? They were losing to freaking...
If professional sports and esports has taught me anything, it's that the number 1 ranked team can lose to the number 16 ranked team any day of the week.
That's very true. I know Thieves were losing. I guess Surge and... I don't really care who wins Surge versus Mutineers, because that kind of feels like the throwaway game at the end of the day. I just need to know, okay, so Ravens were up 2-0 against LA Thieves. Fast forwarding. They didn't get 3-0, did they? Because Thieves looked really, really good yesterday. They, like, I can't remember who they played, but they freaking dominated. Although it might against, was it against Paris?
I'm trying to look and see. I want to say Thieves won. I saw a nade shot.
No, they definitely, they won 3-0. I just can't remember who it was against. I think it was against Paris, who is not an amazing team. Oh, it went down to game 5. Let's see. 2-0, 2-0 London, 3-1 London, 3-2 London, 3-3, 3-4 LA, 3-5 LA. Wow, did they close it out? 4-5. Oh my gosh. Oh, LA Thieves closed it out. Wow. I thought they were gonna miss it. I was pretty shocked it was as close as it was. I thought they were really gonna lose out completely, but that was a good pickup for them. All right, apologize for the tangent, chat. Waiting for a few players to get loaded in.
It wasn't a huge tangent.
Yeah,
right?
I mean it's like the parallel universe to Mobile Mayhem, you know? Am I really a fanboy of the subliners if I'm like signed to the team? I don't know if that's how that works.
There will be some bias.
Bias, yes. Fanboy.
Implicit bias.
Yes. I will agree to that one. Any games played? Yes, we've had one game played. 11T versus Exiled. 11T won 2-1. Free Slothy just joined the lobby. LOL.
Heck.
And here come the Optic fans who say, NYSL got 6-0'd by S&D by Empire, who lost 6-2 to Optic. You really want to do that, Meth? You want to go back to when Subliners... I think we 3-0'd Toronto Ultra, so you really want to try that logic? Come on. Come on, buddy. Empire, straight up, better than Ultra. Come on. It's not even remotely debatable.
Again, best team can lose to the worst team
That's
any
true.
day of the week.
That's true.
Sleep. Are you sure you want to quit the room? No.
All right. Saizu gets loaded in right there. That's going to be the last player for Tribe, which should be good to start pretty soon here.
According to me, and maybe one of the moderators can tell me I'm wrong, but Saizu is not on the roster.
Oh, really?
Correct. Okay, Zim's changing it now. See, this isn't my problem. This is Zim being lazy, okay? Okay.
Freaking Zim, dude.
As long as everybody's on the same page here.
Did you see the, you probably didn't, and it's okay. Did you see the video on my channel where I played in a tournament with Zim?
No, I did not.
Or it wasn't really a tournament, it was like a Trovo show match, but it was like content creators, streamers versus streamers, so it's basically content creators and pro players versus content creators and pro players.
Did you get mega carried by the legend?
I did not get mega carried. I carried him so hard. But whenever we said Zim was allowed to cuss, he started popping off. Like, I said, Zim, we're family friendly right now. He's like, okay. He's like, Bobby, I need to just be able to let loose in order to play to my maximum potential. And I said he could let loose. I switched it to 18+, and we popped off. We didn't win, but we played a lot better than before when it wasn't 18+.
Maybe that's the secret. That's the secret, right?
True.
Gotta be 18 to join the military. You gotta be 18 to play good at Call of Duty, huh?
All right, we got everybody readied up. Game 1.
I can't even say that. There are so many good 17U players in COD Mobile.
True. True.
Rest of Pepperoni's 17U.
We'll run through the maps and bans real quick. We got a ban on the DRH, ban on the QQ9. I'm surprised we haven't seen more DRH bans. It seems like that's been the go-to gun for a lot of players. So probably a good amount of HVKs. Game 1's going to be raid hardpoint. 2, Tunisia search and destroy. We haven't seen that in a minute. Standoff domination if we go to a game number 3. Personally, if I had to guess, probably won't go to a game number 3, but you never know. Anything is possible. Toronto Ultra can beat Optic Gaming.
Could happen. Alright. Does look like we have a update to the tribe roster, and now Saizu is here. So
I guess now people can't say no Zinni, no Winnie anymore, you know? Like that worked whenever Toronto was losing, but now they beat Optic in a major, so you can't really say no Zinni, no Winnie.
Zim slander will not be accepted. Egg 2021. It's 30 seconds later, Egg, in that, well, I guess technically when you hear this, it'll be 2.5 minutes later, but, oh, gone? That, comment did not age well.
Wait, what?
Egg's comment got deleted.
Oh. Alright. Here we go. Hopping into game number 1.
I am just so beat today, man. I'm just so beat.
You know what I like to do when I'm beat? I love to
Sleep?
commentate some Call of Duty mobile gameplay.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. We got some wake-up juice. We're just waiting on it to kick in.
Hardpoint identified.
Dude, coffee is the wave. Coffee, you can drink as much coffee as you want and not have to worry about anything.
Okay, so look, here's the thing, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not a black coffee drinker, and
Uh-huh.
I do not have any creamer, so, like, we didn't go that route.
Okay.
Bolu opening up with a big double kill for the team, however. And that's going to give Tribe a secure positional advantage on the first hardpoint here on Hardpoint Raid. Definitely one of the more awkward, I don't want to say harder hardpoints to break, but it's just so awkward with all the cover for both teams. Usually a lot of really slow gunfights. We do have F4 actually coming through, getting the clear. Scopes finds a double kill, picking Bolu out before getting Hail Marinated by Jez.
Yeah, that was actually a really solid break by, what's this team's name?
F4.
F4. What does F4 do on a keyboard? Any idea?
I think you have to hit Alt first, but maybe somebody in chat can.
Oh, Alt F4. Yeah, I know what Alt F4 does. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, all right. Yeah, people in chat should definitely test that out and let me know what it does. I'm curious.
Viewer count drops to 3.
Wait, no, don't press it. Ah, just kidding. Everybody's watching on mobile anyway. Tribe takes control of P2 right here as we've got everybody spawning on both sides. Saizu not able to win that gunfight. A big triple going in for F4. They're going to be able to take control of the hardpoint, and despite not having a whole lot of... I mean, this could very well be like a full roster of former champions, and they just all changed their name. There's really no way of knowing at this point, but they're putting up a pretty solid fight against the reigning champions, Tribe Gaming. Marshy going to slide that corner. That's an easy frag for him. He's going to get refragged by Scope right there. Saizu waiting on the inside of the hardpoint. Modsy slides on through. Absolute chaos on the inside of the hardpoint. It's going to be a lead for Tribe heading out, but not too sizable of one. You do have to keep in mind they've got control of next, and that's definitely a good spot for them to be, especially since Garage is one of the more difficult spots to break. But we do see players pinching from both sides. We'll see if F4 is able to get any type of a push in here.
Yeah, definitely a pretty close game. Tribe, the reigning champions of Mobile Mayhem, so we'll have to see if they're able to have a essentially a repeat of last season. Again, they've had some pretty drastic roster changes in the loss of Slothy, but the pickup of Forsaken, so we'll have to see how that affects I feel like more than anything, it would affect their synergy, and again, only briefly. But obviously, we have Marshy here, a player, phenomenal player, repeat player in Mobile Mayhem, who has been practicing with Tribe and playing with Tribe, so they have that degree of synergy here with him. So not too big of a loss, especially since they have a 50-plus point lead at this point on P3. Now, making the rotation over to P4, we actually only have one player from Alt F4 who has made the rotation over to basketball court. Looks like he's about to get into a gunfight with Jez as they all start rotating down the staircase, and this is an opportunity where we could potentially see F4 maybe taking a lead. Definitely seeing a little bit of those respawn changes coming through for Jez there, who dies on basketball court and spawns right outside of basketball court.
Don't you love the new hardpoint spawns? They make so much sense. So strategic, you know?
It just, I don't. I really don't.
Yup. Yup. Size is going to win the gunfight right there. 12 kills on the board for him. 3 players in double digits. I promise you guys, I'm doing my best to get the hardpoint spawns reverted. That's like my #1 concern right now, and I say that as somebody who on the regular goes up against the Kimbo Deagles and NA45s in pretty much every ranked game that he plays. This is my #1 concern, so if that tells you anything, we do have Tribe pretty much doubling up on F4 right now. Saizu not going to be able to land. The Deagle shots right there is going to be Ingenic on the inside of the hard point. They've got pretty good setup. Players on both sides. Nobody on the edges of this little box right there. That's going to make it easy for Hex to get a frag. Just like that, an insta-rate goes on in for Tribe. Jez top fragging with the M4. Not something I thought I would be saying anytime soon. Nearly finds another one right there, but Minwoo's going to be able to win it. And it will be Tribe remaining in control for the time being.
Jez historically has liked off-meta stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm not shocked. But, I mean, overall, accurate gun, not quite as much damage potential as some of the other guns in the meta currently. Obviously, we've got the Man of War banned, so not going to see any of that because Hecka busted, but overall, not too far off of the game still. It's only a 60-point difference. It's a single hardpoint hold could potentially bring the side of F4 back into the game. Do have them making the rotation over, and they are getting set up on our second pass onto P1. So again, there is potential for them to nearly tie things up off of this hardpoint. We do have Scope Loves You, 15 kills on the board to lead his team for 4 Ingenic, not too far behind, as he does get dropped by Bolu there. 14 kills on the board. Just more terrible hardpoint spawns. It feels so bad because my brain is like, okay, you just died, you're gonna spawn across the map, and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It feels so weird.
It's, I mean, like I said, it's basically just a really fast-paced TDM is what it comes down to, because if there's no anchoring, if there's no spawn control, then everybody just goes for kills, see what happens. We do see, well, it seemed like it was a decent hold for F4, but not quite enough to actually make a difference right here. They're trying to clear out spawns. Marshy's being a nuisance over on that Rockhead glitch. I think they finally take him out. They get Bolu as well, so they're going to have the better spawns. Obviously not quite as good spawns as if this was the old hardpoint spawns, but they're in a pretty good spot to hold right now. Marshy taking some shots. He's going to drop once again. Minwoo starting to heat up a little bit right here, sliding into the hard point, seeing if he can save a teammate or two. Ends up getting 1 kill, but not able to have control. There's actually nobody on the hard point right now. Raph not able to win that one. Absolute chaos in P2 right now. Bolu staying alive for a second, but Minwoo's there to get the refrag, and there's Jez to get the refrag. Everybody getting the refrags. Absolute chaos. There is no order. There is no strategy. There is only the winners of the gunfight and the losers of the gunfight.
Yeah, we do have Tribe sitting up just under 200 points, but so far F4 been able to, again, kind of keep the gap reasonable. I mean, they are sitting a little bit further down now. It's starting to look pretty grim, but still absolutely a turnaroundable game. We have plenty of kills on the board for both the teams, but a little advantage going over to the likes of Tribe, with Saizu up at 22, Jez 21, and nobody quite yet on the side of F4 breaking into the 20s. We do have Scope Loves You sitting up at 19. We do not have any score streaks on the board for either team, so gonna boil down to these last couple fights being pretty much all gun skill. Looks like Marshy got a little bit confused about the hardpoint spawns there as well, so I don't feel as bad about it now. Thanks, bro.
Raph with a nice little two-piece right there. That was a thing of beauty. He's hopping on. It's contested. There's everybody everywhere. They're just spraying in 100 different directions, hoping that the shots land. It's going to be Tribe getting the clean break once again. I got to sneeze. You go ahead and commentate.
We do have Tribe picking up some extra points here on the end of our P3, but it's not going to be enough for them to close out the game. They're going to be able to cross just a little over the 230 mark, sitting right about 235, so they're in a great position to win off of even trickle on the next couple hard points. We do have a big setup right now by the side of F4. They've got pretty much their whole team on basketball court. Mozzie picks up one before getting traded out. Marshy picking that one up. Marshy picking up a double. Saizu picking up a double as well. That's looking like potentially a Tribe take. But, you know, again, these hardpoint spawns where F4 gets totally wiped off the hardpoint and spawns on the hardpoint. Pretty unique. It's keeping Tribe at bay. And this is just so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, especially on basketball court, there's some hard points where you don't necessarily spawn, like, on top. But when it comes to basketball court, you either spawn at the top of stairs or you spawn on the complete other side of the wall right outside of the basketball court. So there is really no strategy here. There are only explosives and hopes that your shots are going to land. That one was contested for basically the entirety of the hard point. I don't think anybody gained any time. Tribe only needs 11 seconds to be able to close it out.
To be fair, we did have like 30 points picked up by the side of F4, actually. They were able to close the gap to just about 60 points between the two teams. They were down about 100, so.
Yeah, definitely much needed. Tribe does get the break, and it was a pretty solid setup for F4, so if I had to guess, this will probably close out the game. Scope Loves You tries to get the break on in. Saizu says not today. A 77-point win for Tribe Gaming, your reigning Mobile Mayhem champions in their first game of the night.
Yep, so Tribe starting off as expected, picking up the win here. Again, they are the reigning champions. They're playing again this season with, I mean, essentially their same roster as last season. Obviously, we've had Slothy dropped off the team, but Marshy has been a Tribe player for several seasons. Knows these guys really well. They have good built-in synergy with him, and it came through and showed here in this hardpoint matchup. We obviously do yet have Search and Destroy ahead of us between Tribe Gaming and F4. And so far this season, the new guys have been doing good in Search and Destroy. So we haven't really seen F4 yet. We didn't see them in the semifinals of the qualifiers in, what was it, Tuesday? But again, exiled, a bunch of new players came through really strong in Search and Destroy. Hopefully F4 can do the same and put up a good fight here against Tribe. We will have to see. Overall, great game for Saizu, 28-20 and 16. Jez, 27-24, 17. Hacks, 25-20. So, I mean, just how close the numbers are. Again, it really wasn't a huge kill disparity on the side of F4. So, for the new guys on the block, I have to say, phenomenal performance. They did fall shy about, what would be like 80 points on the score. But the kills were there. The gun skill definitely for a newer team could be maybe a little more challenging for some of the lower teams in Mobile Mayhem. Tribe Gaming, obviously, again, the reigning champions, you expect them to come through with a win over the new guys here, but again, the kill disparity just really is not that big. So F4, you put them up against the likes of you know, potentially a Exiled or a Leventi or Zygnus, this might be a team to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun one to watch. I apologize. My allergies are just something else right now, and hopefully they will fix themselves. I'm sorry. I also apologize because I'm in the process of making a meme. You know the Bernie meme where he says, once again asking.
This is fine. Oh, Bernie meme, not the burning meme. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna tweet this out, and it's gonna say, "I'm once again asking you to revert hardpoint spawns."
There you go.
That's the game plan. My YouTube handle.
Or, I mean, even somewhere in between, right? Like, I get the idea of changing the hardpoint spawns makes it a little less snowbally. I get it, and I think that is an exciting change for the speed of the game. But dying, your entire team at once dying on basketball court, and then all 5 of you spawning on basketball court, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. You should absolutely lose any form of anchor you had there, and you should be spawning in garage. You know what I mean? So definitely interesting. That's gonna take some getting used to.
It's I just really hope they change it before champs, because it's gonna be really difficult to commentate like $1 million tournament where you just have people spawning on top of each other over and over again. Like, yeah, this is really competitive and not frustrating to watch at all, knowing that we used to have really good hardpoint spawns.
Is this something that they're changing across the board for Call of Duty, or is this just mobile?
It's just mobile. I think they... So, it was actually in the patch notes. In the patch notes, they said, fixed an issue where players spawn too far from the hardpoint.
They broke it then. This is wrong. I just played Call of Duty the other day on my Xbox, and this is not a thing. This is not a thing. Yeah,
like... It's not spawning too far from the hardpoint. It's the way that hardpoint works. So I've talked to people. Hopefully it does get fixed eventually. We do see everybody setting up.
Feels like an unintended consequence.
Yeah, I've talked to multiple people, and it's definitely intentional.
Yikes.
But I know that I don't know of anybody in the competitive scene that likes it. We actually do see Bolu sniping. That's not something we see a whole lot. It's going to be a free A-site take for Tribe Gaming. Bomb's going to go down. 2 players alive. 0 kills on the board for F4, and that's not something that you typically like to see. Minwoo barely gets away alive. Minwoo now in a 1v5. He's got a sniper, so if anybody's going to make it happen, it's going to be him, but he gets one shot onto Marshy. Immediately going to be eliminated right there. It's going to be a 1-0 lead for Tribe Gaming.
Yep, Tribe taking the lead here off the back of their, I don't want to say dominant hardpoint win, because again, despite an 80-point score gap, F4 put up a phenomenal fight. There was only about 10 kills total between the two teams, or 11 kills total. It wasn't huge. I'd have to look at the exact numbers, but we had like 2 or 3 kills positive on several members of Tribe, so nothing too crazy. We do have both teams fully alive here. Looks like a B-side rotation coming out of Tribe, and team is getting ready to set up a defense. Looks like we're going to have the plant coming through out of Hacks. The only way he's not really guarded from is through the underpass, but it's not going to matter. We did have Bolu almost get dropped there. I am interested to see if this is Tribe kind of flexing a little bit here, just having fun with it, or if Bolu is actually going to be the sniper when A-Flows isn't here. Because obviously we also have A-Flows and Forsaken on this roster, which both of them any day of the week I would think would be the primary sniper over Bolu. Not saying Bolu is a bad sniper, but A-Flu is obviously revered to be one of the best, if not the best, phone sniper. And Forsaken, we've seen him in several seasons previous as well pick up a sniper. But man, Bolu's making it look good right now.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what his build is. He has a very slow ADS time for this DLQ. Now, with that being said, this is probably great practice for the Season 3 nerfs that we have incoming, because they are pretty much nerfing snipers into the ground, if I had to guess. Especially with the existing rules, there's a very good chance we just won't see snipers at all next season. I think he might have a bipod on it. I think he does have a bipod. He might be using like a default... Maybe it was part of the lucky draw. I actually don't recognize this skin at all. He might be using a brand new DLQ skin and just using the default build on it, which would honestly be even more of a flex. But obviously, Tribe up 3-0 off the start. Very much in control. Marshy gets the initial frag nade onto Ingenic, and they're at this point pretty much doing whatever they want.
Yeah, it looks to be the case. I mean, again, this is what you would expect out of the reigning champions up against the new guys, but, I mean, again, F4, don't sleep on them, especially if you're a team in the middle of the pack. I mean, Tribe Gaming, we expect to come through. They have a very similar roster to their previous season. They were essentially undefeated last season. I mean, they had a couple DQs where they had players unable to make it due to, I believe, there was some weather circumstances a couple times, but again, they faced all of the hard opponents. The games they missed were the ones that didn't really matter as much. So we'll have to see this season if they're able to keep that same degree of flat-out dominance, honestly.
Yep, Scope gets one frag onto Saizu, and that marks the end of the road for his attempted 1v4. Just like that, Tribe Gaming up to a 4-0 lead. There's a combined 6 kills on the board for F4 right now, and Jez by himself has 9. So I don't really see this going to a Game 3. No disrespect to F4. Bolu's been hitting those entry snipes, those first bloods, pretty much every single time. We actually do get a return snipe and a nade kill out of F4, so we are tied up at a 3-3 right here. They might have a shot at winning their first round of the game. We'll have to wait and see.
Still has more kills than the entire.
That is true. I'm just trying to give him something here, you know, just some tiny shred of hope. I don't know how Jez didn't see the laser from Minwoo around. He still hasn't seen Minwoo. I don't understand how he's alive right now. Raph taking shots. Minwoo's going to be the only person alive. Picks up the sniper. Can't hit it. Hits a hit marker right there. That's truly unfortunate. Marshy slides through. He finds the frag, and just like that, we're at 5-0 and looking like we may be closing this one out early.
Yeah, we've seen a basically reverse sweep already this season, so maybe it'll happen. We'll have to see. Not super confident in it happening, though.
Yeah.
I thought about it, and my hope went away really quick. We do have Minwoo rotating up. I don't know if he knows there's a corner right in front of him. That player was behind, but it looks like his teammate picked them up. Minwoo actually got the wall bang. This may be the round where they can stop the momentum of Tribe. They may have the opportunity to get the plant here safely, and Marshy and Saizu are alive, making the rotation over, but right now, you got to be feeling good if you're in F4, at least for this round. You're up 4-2 currently, and with 35 seconds on the clock, Tribe need to find 4 kills and a defuse, so.
Yeah, Marshy trying to make something happen right here. He's got an FHJ in hand. What? FHJ is banned, right? I'm not tripping on that?
You're not tripping on that, but did he use it?
He didn't use it. I just don't know why he has it equipped. Not really going to do a whole lot for you. Only 12 seconds. It looks like Marshy and Saizu probably going to play for KDs. Saizu gets taken out. Marshy's going to throw a statue in front. Wait, a trophy in front of the statue. Not a statue in front of the trophy. And it looks like Raph is going to get taken out by his own bomb right there. And F4 are going to be able to stay alive a little bit longer.
Yep, the reverse sweep has begun. It is, so far, Modzi and AO Raph, who are leading the team in kills with 4 and 4. Minwoo with 3. Scope Loves You, who was one of the top fraggers in the hardpoint matchup, sitting down at 1. Foreigenic also sitting down at 1. I believe he was up there in kills too, so we'll have to see what they're able to pull together. We do have a 1-for-1 trade as Jez is dropped. Anytime you trade someone who has 10 kills on the enemy team for someone who has 1 on yours, you are winning.
Yep.
That is a heck of a trade for the side of F4 there. They trade out Hacks for Raph. Maybe not the most ideal, as Raph was again leading the team in kills. Saizu does get a glimpse onto Mozzie there. Mozzie somehow makes it through out between Marshy and... Oh, Saizu got killed. Who killed Saizu?
I do not know. I did not see the kill feed.
I didn't see it pop up in the kill feed, and then I looked over and he was gone.
Maybe he killed himself. Tough to say. We do have a counter rotation over here. Ingenic pushing on over to the B site. Bolu is ready for it up on the top side. He might be able to get the snipe right here, and he does. It's going to even things up at 2-2. Gives Tribe a shot at evening this out. Oh, he saw him. I think he might have an angle on his foot right here. Here's the shot from Minwoo. Doesn't land the shot. Minwoo actually does.
Oh, Marshy.
It's going to be a 1v1 right here. Marshy does not have a whole lot of HP to work with, but he's got 35 seconds, so we'll probably see him making a rotation all the way around through the top side. Should have the high ground advantage onto Minwoo. Here's the footsteps. Not able to land the initial shots. That was not a pretty gunfight for Marshy. Minwoo comes out unscathed, gets the frag. And just like that, F4 continues to stay alive. Now it's 2-5.
2-5. Like I said, the reverse sweep has begun. Foreigenic, who is sitting down at 1 kill before the last round, picked up 2. Minwoo as well, picking up an additional 3, helping carry through for that round. Tribe still in a great spot. I mean, they would essentially have to lose. Wow, Mozzie just got destroyed by Jess. That wasn't even comfortable to watch. But Jez up at 11 kills on the board. They now have player advantage, as well as kind of have F4 in an uncomfortable position. Now, being down a player already in a position, even if it was 5v5, where they can't afford to make a mistake. They've since abandoned their B push and are making the rotation over to A. Minwoo is going to get the pickup onto Bolu. That's going to even things out. And it looks like we're probably going to get a plant here in just a second out of Raph. And here comes the plant. Another pick up for Minwoo. 8 kills on the board. Jeddick does spot Marshy there, but is taking bullets from 2 angles. Scope loves you. Able to save his teammate. Picks up the kill on Saizu. And it looks like this is going to be a potentially 3rd round going over to F4. But just as I say that, Marshy even things up for the team, picking up 2. Foreigenic, there's no reason he should lose the gunfight here. Picks up the kill onto Marshy. And HVK doing him well currently. Both players in a great position to defend this. They just have to play time here. Doesn't matter. Ingenic is going to get the kill. Minwoo will drop to Jez, but that is a 3rd round in a row going over to F4. As I said, the reverse sweep has started. This is certainly going to a game 3, right, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the reverse caster's curse is underway, and now that I've said that, it'll probably be the actual caster's curse, and Tribe's going to end up winning it right here. But maybe I'm reverse caster cursing, and because I'm predicting the caster curse, it's not going to happen. Raph trying to stay alive. Wow, there are a lot of players for F4 on the inside of this room. Bol is going to get taken out right there. Saizu gets taken out. I mean, I don't know how to explain this.
In a bad spot there. That could potentially be the end. Oh, Minwoo with the pistol whip onto Marshy, who had just picked up a double kill. It's now Jez versus Scope Loves You and Minwoo. Jez has as many kills as the 2 combined. So as far as I'm concerned, anybody's game still. We do have Jez sitting up top. Looks like he's going to get the free kill onto Scope Loves You. Minwoo in a pretty rough position now. Jez knows for sure that bomb is down on the point with only 20-some seconds left. Minwoo is going to make the break, and he is now making the rotation over to A or B. But just like 5,000 IQ prediction here.
Yeah.
Already started making the rotation over. He just completely left the bomb that he knew he had down And now Minwoo going for the plant.
I mean-
Unfortunate timing. Jez, what an absolute legend. Played that round absolutely perfect. The reverse caster curse coming through for Bobby.
Yeah. He must have been inside of his mind right there. He knew exactly where he's going to be planting and everything. I mean, that was played to a T right there, and that is going to give Tribe the 2-0 victory in their first matchup of the season as the reigning champions. Jez with quite a game, 14-5, nearly triple positive. Marshy going double positive, 12-5. Everybody else had a pretty mediocre game, but those two top rankers, Jez and Marshy, pulled their weight for sure.
And this is what I'm saying about this Tribe roster. Again, Marshy was not a starting player for Tribe last season. With the roster they have this season, I do not anticipate Marshy being a starter, but to have a sub that is as strong as Marshy, and again, that has the team synergy that Marshy has, having played with these Tribe guys for as long as he has now, it's definitely something where no matter who doesn't show up, if Hax doesn't show up, if Jez doesn't show up, if Bolu doesn't show up, Marshy is just a COD Pro legend here. So COD Mobile Pro legend here.
True. Next matchup, hey, admins, next match is not updated, just FYI. We'll go take a look at the schedule to see what the next match is, and that is going to be Zygnus versus NL Esports. So those of you who watched on the Amplified channel on Tuesday saw Zygnus come away. They won it, right?
Yes.
Okay, Zygnus
They
was...
won round 3. They did get basically reverse swept by Exiled in Search and Destroy.
In Search and Destroy, but not overall, right?
Not overall. Nope.
Okay.
It was 5-1 in Search and Destroy, and then they were able to win 5 rounds in a row.
That's right. Okay, so Zygnus versus NL Esports, obviously. NL been around a long time. This is a team that has been very well established. Tio has won multiple Mobile Mayhem MVPs. You got Fish, who is a candidate for Rookie of the Split, Sniper of the Split, and won both of them. You got Envoy, who has always been a staple for the team. Raven, one of their more recent pickups, who has been absolutely frying for them. And
Did Fish win all 3 last season?
did he win
I feel
MVP
like-
too?
I feel like Fish got everything.
I
last
think he might have won everything. I think you might be right. I can't remember.
Yep, he won all 3, confirmed by the admin.
This guy's got a lot of awards
Cojones.
hanging in his. What is a lot of gold, a lot of hardware. That was the word I was looking for. It would have sounded a lot smoother if I hadn't taken so long to actually get it out, But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Obviously, the Zygnus team has some really solid players. We saw them: Saxy, Washi, Bear, S-Thug. Awaken is that somebody that we know of?
I don't know. So many of these players change their name every
Yeah.
week.
Oh, okay. I need to run an ad real quick, so we'll be back in 30 seconds, okay? Sound good, everybody? All right.
Well, I need more wake ups.
All right, we're back. We're waiting for a couple more players to load in. I am going to go get a drink myself, and Day is going to keep you entertained until I get back.
Something like that. Of course, thank you to Tio and Envoy for the raid, as well as many of the other players as well gave us raids earlier. I know Just from 11T hit us up with some viewers, so thank you, everybody. And hopefully we will get you guys into our Zygnus versus NL game here shortly. We do have DeCarla pick up by NL this season, and NL have a history of just picking up phenomenal players Obviously, in the past, we saw them pick up Tempo, who if I am remembering the seasons correctly, they picked up Tempo and actually won Mobile Mayhem that season. Okay, so DeCarla is a name change that is Kimwax, actually. So, actually, very, very similar roster for the likes of NL. In that they have Cheto, Fish, Envoy, Raven, Tatio, and Kimwax, now DeCarla. So, that actually might just flat out be the roster from last season, now that I think about it. So, not just similar, same roster. Maybe the admins will tell me if I'm wrong, but I will then tell them that they are wrong. We do have Zygnus getting one of their main players back, that being S-Thug. Obviously, one of the players that really helped them come through with such a strong season last season. Also, the pickup of Saxy here. We'll have to see how that is going to fare for them in the open season now that we're out of the qualifiers, as well as they picked up Washi. And I think this is actually a really notable change to their roster, because one of the biggest areas that teams always struggle against NL is in the sniper position. And with the massive changes to the rules here in spring season of 2021, we will have one sniper at most for each team, and only in search and destroy. There will be no respawn snipers, so we'll have to see. It'll likely, if I had to guess, be Cheto for the side of NL. And obviously, that is not a easy sniper to go up against. So Washi coming through last season with such a big performance, obviously having played for 8 Kings, we will have to see. It does look like we're just about ready. As soon as Bobby gets back, I believe we'll be getting you guys into the game. So we will get you in as soon as we can. For the likes of Zygnus, obviously having S-Thug, Bear, Washi, and Saxy here is going to be a phenomenal lineup for them. They also have Teabag, Jingo, and Ninja.
I just, I'm looking at the stream, and Fanny's like crawling around on my desk. Hi, did you have a great time having your time in the spotlight? Was that a good time for you? Were you just joining Dave for some casting? Yeah, was that fun to you? Did you eat some? You probably ate thumb sleeves, didn't you? She loves to eat thumb sleeves for some reason. That's just her favorite thing to eat.
Probably not ideal, but I'm sure you have a stock of them somewhere.
Well, yeah, it's not ideal because it's not good for her. She doesn't process them very well, but she's all right, right?
Well, look at it this way: you get them back, right?
Yeah. I definitely reuse them. Hello. Oh my goodness, she's trying to take out my headphones right now. Hello. Hi. Oh my goodness.
Yo, hold on. Is that the Seeker in chat?
Who's that?
If it's the Seeker, it's somebody I know and you probably don't.
Okay.
Yep, that would be potentially one of my old Vainglory friends, actually.
Oh.
Maybe Zim knows. Zim, do you know if that is the Seeker? You have no idea. Okay, well, Seeker, if you used to play Vainglory back in the days, man, I know you. I respect you.
Oh, and it looks like we're hopping into match number 3. I just realized we are 2 hours in, and we have finished 2 matches. At this rate, we're going to go till midnight.
I really hope not, but at the same time, like,
It
it is what it is.
Yep.
The unnamed energy drink is starting to kick in. We feel pretty good.
But no, it's not unnamed. It's G Fuel using code Bob. Right? Right?
Are you?
Right?
Are we allowed to say that on stream?
It's my stream. I can say whatever the freak I want.
I guess if you look at it that way, but
I mean, there's like G Fuel cans sitting behind me while I'm streaming, so I don't think there's any issue.
None of the, as far as I know, nobody's complained about it. But
Yeah.
you never know when it comes to sponsored stuff. They might just come in one day and be like, "Yo, take that down."
I say, all right, but pay me lots of money to do it. And then they say no, and I say, okay, you're Activision, you say so, okay, that's fine.
Anyway, we are into the game, and Zygnus so far have a slight lead over NL, but obviously in Hardpoint 2021, you never know what happens until literally the last like 3 seconds of the game. So we will have to see. We do have Fish picking up a kill on to Bear there. Currently Fish 4 kills, but Awaken over on the side of Zygnus absolutely rocking it up at 6. Somehow we just see players left and right today living with literally 1 HP. Not 2, not 3, not 6, 1 constantly.
It is so odd how consistently people have 1 HP. Yeah, that's typically when you get that close, you expect that they just die, but they somehow find a way. And Zygnus actually finding a way pretty early on here as they've mustered a 26-point lead. They do get a nice little triple right there that could potentially allow them to get the break. Zygnus just consistently holding time and time again. S-Thug finds a frag on the backside with the Fennec in hand. It is finally NL breaking through. Not a whole lot of time remaining, but they can get the scrap time, and obviously with the new hardpoint setup, don't have to worry quite as much about anchoring. We do see some players already pushing out right here. DeCarla, one of the newer players for NL, unless that's somebody with a changed name. 5 kills on the board so far, not too bad of a start. Envoy looking a little sluggish, but we'll probably see him pick it up pretty soon, as will Saxy. Those are 2 of the more experienced players, just not quite as many kills off the start, but DeCarla sliding on in, 6 kills on the board. S-Thug with the refrag. Chaos on the hard point once again. Smokes, nades, trophy systems, Fenix, everything else. It is going to be Zygnus holding it down for the time being.
Yeah, Zygnus with about a 30-point lead right now over the likes of NL, who are picking up kills. I mean, it's very, very close across the board, but better rotations coming out of Zygnus currently. A big triple kill coming through for Zygnus there, followed by a double for NL, but it looks like just more time going to go over to Zygnus. So once again, Washi proving to be a pretty solid addition to their lineup. 11 kills on the board for him, just 2 shy of Bear, who is sitting at 13. Nobody on the side of NL is in double digits at this point.
I mean, S-Thug is just frying everybody that he sees. He just went, I think he's got 7 kills in a span of like 30 seconds right here. He finds another one at the top of the stairs. Raven drops, 54-point lead, and it's building. He finds kill number 18. I'm going to go ahead and download that clip just to see how many kills he got in the span of 1 minute right there, but it was something crazy. Calls in the Pred missile to take out Raven as well. Zygnus remaining in control. Tio trying to change that. Gets 1 kill. Slides on in. Gets 2 kills. It looks like the Fennec is the competitive meta for Hardpoint right now. Make it 3. Not quite able to get 4. And no surprise to see it's S-Thug there. Able to get the refrag for his teammates. And Bear's going to slide on through to allow Zygnus to maintain control for the rest of Hardpoint.
Since people are asking in chat when you guys get this in 2 minutes, cryos are not banned. The banned lethals and tacticals are trip mines, Molotovs, thermites, and gas grenades. So no DQ. We are ongoing. And speaking of ongoing, Zygnus continue to march through the likes of NL at this point. They're sitting up, I mean, nearly 100 at this point. So great play coming out of Zygnus. Awaken, S-Thug, Washi, Bear, all just absolutely rocking it. We did have Fish make it into double digits. Envoy also sitting up at 11 now. Kim Wax / DeCarla now at 10. Tio trying his best to keep up with the likes of Zygnus, but with S-Thug at well over 20 at this point, the Tio sitting at 16. It's not looking great for them. New respawn system definitely getting to them. Fish does pick up a double there, but Again, kind of fighting over the remaining scrap time. Not an ideal position for them to be in. They're just pretty much handing over next objective control over to Zygnus.
It's so interesting how many we have multiple Zygnus players that are using Fenix with red dots. So typically, in my experience, it makes the most sense to use the red dot on something that you're going to use long range for a better field of view. But they're using it on a very close range gun, and it's actually working. Like, we were watching S-Thug right here, and he is absolutely cooking. I'm looking at his gunsmith right now. If I'm reading it correctly, I think it's an OWC tac laser. If I had to guess, monolithic suppressor, probably some sort of range-extending barrel, a red dot, and an extended mag. And my man's cooking with it. I honestly might have to give it a try. It looks like that's pretty similar to what Saxy's using as well.
It could be recoil-based. It's always been kind of just like a weird phenomenon in COD where sometimes you put a red dot on a gun and for some reason the recoil just like bounces back instead of up. It's weird to explain, but kind of looks like what's going on with the Fennec here. So it may give it a little bit more mid-range potential. And that is important on a map like Hackney Yard where, yes, you have a lot of hard points that are indoors and you can really abuse that close range. But as you are making the rotations over, it's really, really helping out in those mid-range gunfights. I mean, we see S-Thug lasering people at ranges that you wouldn't expect a Fennec to be able to get the kills.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well explain it. 28 kills on the board for him right now. He's going to be able to get the break on into the hard point, gets another kill right there. Could very well move up to 30. It's Tatio pushing up with a Fennec of his own. Immediately, the refrag goes on in. Washi takes him out. Envoy, Bear, DeCarla, Tatio, everybody getting frags right now. It is actually NL in control of the hard point. They've got a long way to go. And especially as one of the most storied teams in all of Mobile Mayhem, you don't expect to see them down 90 points to a team that just went through qualifiers to make it in here. Obviously, they're getting some good time on P2, but they've still got a long way to go before they're able to make this comeback happen.
Yeah, it may actually, Bobby, be a good time to just go ahead and jump into a Zygnus listen-in, as we do have them just under 50 points to a win.
Alright, sounds like a play. Wait, there's so many different teams. Oh, there they are.
Yellow.
Yeah, free clip. I'm playing live. Yeah, there's two in point. There's two in point.
Come on, we need 1 point.
Yeah, I spawned here. Top out dead.
I spawned
Nice, I'm cussed. Yo, watch yellow.
I'm point.
He's one in point.
I spawned yellow. We got spawn.
Yeah, we got spawned. We're spawning P5.
1.1 tap. Nice.
Nice. I'm gonna go tower. Yo, help him in point.
One more mid coming in.
One more mid, play point.
Mid. Yep, he's mid going top L. Yo, play point. Nice. Watch your top L.
I got point. Yo, mid left side. 2 mid
Yo.
left side. Bro.
Yo, tower. They're yellow.
Bottom green.
Yeah, rotate. We rotated slowly.
Alright, I'm rotating left side.
Bro, one side of those. Half
We got
I mean, he's up. S-Thug is at 41 kills right now. My man is going in. We may very well have a kill record, especially if NL manages to make a comeback right here. I think the previous was Forsaken with 54 or something like that, but he's pushing it right now. 41, make it 42 kills on the board. Like they say, it almost looks like the red dot's giving it that mid-range viability that the Fennec hasn't really been known to have.
Yeah, it's definitely a great performance coming out of S-Thug. And, you know, if this is going to be the strategy that Zygnus is going to employ, you know, we talk a little bit about the targeted bans that we sometimes have on guns. Maybe one of the things to consider against Zygnus is the Fennec at this point.
Yeah, I mean, with the way that he's performing, obviously Saxy's not really having a whole lot. The fact that Zygnus is winning right now and Saxy's only got 15 kills is definitely a really big credit to the rest of the players. And honestly, that's a little bit surprising because Saxy's one of the more experienced and typically in the past consistent players From especially the 18 and up phone side of things, S-Thug picks up another 46 kills on the board. Looking to get the break right here. Gets to Tio as well. My gosh. This man is absolutely shredding. Fanny agrees. This dude is on fire and trying to make something happen. And somehow NL keeps staying alive. They're keeping people on the point. Fish is there right when he needs to be. If NL can hold this, they might be able to tie things up, especially if they're able to hold Zygnus out of the hill for long enough.
Yeah, absolutely. NL have made a just phenomenal near comeback. There's plenty of time on the board for them to even potentially take the lead here. I think there's like just enough time for them to have like a 2-second cushion if they hold it all the way to the end. But it is kind of a dangerous situation to do so, leaving a player behind. Picking up an extra 2 points and losing a potential defense onto the next objective. With Zygnus just being 14 points away could end up being really disastrous for NL. They're within a full hardpoint hold. I would have liked to see a little bit sooner of a rotation come out of them, but somehow Raven just absolutely mows through, picks up the double kill there. NL cleaning across the board. They potentially have a chance to get in and stop the
Oh my gosh.
Here.
S-Thug has 57 kills, 58 kills. What am I watching? I mean, NL very nearly pulled off the comeback there, and he single-handedly won them that game. What was that, 57, 58 kills?
That looked quite like the case. That might be a new Mobile Mayhem record, actually.
That's the record. That's it. Oh my gosh, he was 58 and 28. Woo!
Pretty all right. Pretty okay.
Yeah,
number.
I guess that's a decent stat line, I guess you could say. You know, not a bad day. I mean, it wasn't like a Bobby Plays performance, but he did all right, I guess.
Yeah, overall, really solid plays out of him, as you mentioned, like almost single-handedly helping the team get that win. And that's not to say the rest of the team did bad. I mean, obviously, we did have Saxy struggle a little bit down at 20 and 34, but Awaken 34-29, Bear 39-35, Washi 34-32. So for the most part, everybody was a couple net kills positive, with the exception of obviously S-Thug on the extreme end of being over double positive with 58 kills. And then Saxy again struggling a little bit down towards the bottom. Looking over at the side of NL, Fish again came through, won all 3 of the kind of accolades or awards that we had at the end of the last season, with MVP of the split, Marksman of the split, and Rookie of the split, coming through 40-32 here. Tio definitely struggling a little bit. You see him down 9, 31, and 40. Kimlax / DeCarla 30 and 38. Raven 28, 37. Envoy 29 and 38. One thing to note is we have no Cheto here currently, so will be interesting to see how that impacts them moving forward. But again, overall, just Zygnus, great performance, as well as big shout out to S-Thug. I believe that is indeed a Mobile Mayhem record number of kills, and that was not an easy team to beat. You know,
yeah.
This isn't mopping the floor with the lowest team in the league. This is a team that is consistently in the finals. This is a team that has won championships. So, you know, that was a nutty performance out of S-Thug.
That was, I mean, and it's not even like he was using one of the guns that we typically expect to be like a meta gun. Like, oh, he's using a HVK, he's using DRH. Of course, he's breaking the kill record. But, like, because the previous kill record was broken with the Man of War, and I believe that was post-buff when the Man of War is the most broken in the game. So, of course, that it set a kill record. But a red dot Fennec, to see that happening, and 58 kills. Now, obviously, you got to take into account the change in hardpoint and everything else. But I feel like Hackney Yard is one of the maps that was not affected quite as much by the spawns. You do spawn out a little bit further from the hardpoint.
Not nearly as bad as Raid.
Yeah.
Raid is a nightmare.
Raid's you should see Crash. Oh my gosh, P5 on Crash. It literally it's just everybody spawning in each other's lap. There's no pattern. Everybody's just like, oh, hey, you're there, you're there. It's like when the guy has the gun to the head of the guy in front of him, and then somebody is holding a gun to him, and it's the guy in front of him. It's just like that over and over and over again. Oh my gosh. And it's somehow still better than Nuketown, where everybody just spawns in the backyard the entire time.
Look, Nuketown has its own laws, okay? It has its own rite of passage.
Did you know Nuketown is in Call of Duty Mobile Ranked? It's in the ranked playlist.
Really?
It is, for domination and for hardpoint.
Interesting.
Definitely interesting. Agreed. But yeah, that's
doesn't really seem like it should be a ranked map.
Oh, no.
That's like a half step up from like Shipment being a ranked.
I mean, Rust was on ranked last season.
That's about equal though, right?
Yeah,
like, that's about the same.
No, I think Nuketown's definitely a step up from Rust. Because with Rust, everybody just sits on top of the middle building and shoots down on you.
We'll take Shipment. The half step up is Rust, and then the next half step up after that is Nuketown.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Yeah, that's pretty fair. We also have Hardpoint on Terminal. That's a fun one.
Yo, I love Terminal, though.
Terminal is a fun map, but it should not be in ranked.
Terminal is awesome. Terminal brings back good memories.
Yeah. Well,
High Rise does not bring back good memories. I remember when I would get a Kimbo shotgun to cross the map. It would be terrible.
Oh, wait, a Kimbo shotgun across the map?
So when Modern Warfare 2 came out, there was a gun, the Model 1887.
Wait, Molly's calling me. I might need to unlock the front door because I don't think she has keys. 1 second.
Neat. Chat probably remembers the terror that was once upon a time the Akimbo models. Sure. I hope some of you are old enough to remember those days. I'm sure Zim does. Zim, you remember those days?
Sorry. A long time. Because we're through 2.5 games and we have to play 5 games.
But you were there for it, Zim, yeah? Yeah, you're cultured?
Well, turns out I forgot to lock the front door, so we were good to go.
Oh, great. Yeah, there was Akimbo shotguns in Modern Warfare 2 that pretty quickly got patched because they were basically sniper rifles. It was pretty rough. They were hipfire sniper rifles.
Were they like accurate hipfire sniper rifles?
Yes.
Ooh.
And they did a lot of damage, and again,
all right.
they were Akimbo shotguns.
Just remember, chat, whenever you get mad about Akimbo deals, just remember it could be worse, and it could be Akimbo shotguns that can hit you across the map.
Yeah, so, like, the only way I can explain, like, the reality of how strong the Akimbo Model 1887s would be like getting mowed down by Akimbo DRHs right now.
Yep, that makes sense.
So.
We do have everybody readied up. I think we're good to go for search and destroy on firing range. So whenever our admins are good, we'll probably be hopping in. It is 9:15, and we still have 2.5 more games to go. So
yeah, we might be doing black coffee tonight.
All right, Splinter says we're good, and let the games begin.
All right, we are getting into our search and destroy on firing range. As soon as we have, I believe, Kimwax, the remaining player, or rather DeCarla, for the side of NL yet to load in. Again, no Cheto here today, so I would expect Fish to be the primary sniper. Carla has an M16 now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd love to see it, even though I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I would love to see a burst fire weapon be... Well, I guess we have. In the... I think it was in, like, Season 6 or something, the Pharaoh, which is a burst SMG, was actually, like, really freaking good. That was pretty much the only time any burst fire weapons have been remotely viable in Call of Duty Mobile.
Yo, I'll tell you what. If any of you pro streamers come in or pro players come in and drop 50 kills with an M16, I'll donate $50 to a viewer in your chat.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's gonna be it, guys.
There's your
We set
challenge.
the bar pretty high, but $1 per kill. We'll do that. If it's a good one, you know.
Yep. We got a kill going. Oh wow, Raven very perfectly predicted that that window angle right there. Envoy gets a shot onto Saxy. It's gonna be a 2v1. S-Thug had what it takes last game, but didn't have what it takes in that round. It's gonna be an easy defuse going in for Envoy. 2 kills for him, 2 kills for Raven, 1 for DeCarla. NL looking a whole lot stronger in the search and destroy, which is typically where we had seen them thrive in the past. So. Not too surprising. If I've got a feeling it's probably going to be going to a game 3 if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's so far looking to be the case, and as you mentioned, NL does typically seem to be a little bit stronger of a search team, albeit they're normally consistent across the board.
Yeah.
So that is something to consider with them. So Zygnus coming through with a really strong hardpoint win. I mean, again, a lot of it really boiling down to S-Thug just dropping bodies left and right. We do have to TO with a pretty solid frag onto Saxy there.
Ooh, S-Thug, that was huge. 3 kills going for them. He gets another one right there. I mean, it's his day right now. Have yourself a day, young man. Envoy's going to be the only one alive for NL right here. He's only got 15 seconds to pull off a 1v3 plus a defuse. Statistically seems pretty unlikely. With Awaken killing him, it definitely seems unlikely. And just like that, we're tied up at 1-1.
Yep, so still anybody's game. We have seen... So here's like the difficult part to say Zygnus has struggled in search and destroy. Obviously, we had the basically reverse sweep out of Exiled against them in Tuesday's matchups. We also had them drop their search and destroy against what was the other team on Tuesday? I'm drawing a blank here. Bobby, help me out. Help me out.
Shredit?
Exiled and Shredit. They dropped their search and destroy against Shredit as well. So you would, seemingly say that Zygnus struggles in search and destroy, but last season they were the only team to beat Tribe in a game in the season. So that was search and destroy. So it's really hard to say here which way this could go. Obviously every day is different, but with a quad feed coming through for the side of Zygnus, that is going to be a second round for them as they take the lead over NL Esports.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely turned things around. S-Thug, it's just, I don't even know what the AK-117 that he's using right now is, but shredding once again. It looks like extended mag, operator no stock, or operator foregrip, correction, OWC tac, and the integral suppressor. And it's definitely working for him right here as we see the slow approach once again. The lack of sniper presence definitely going to cause a lot of these teams to play a little bit more aggressive. You do have Washi. It has a shot onto the foot of DeCarlo right there, but not going to be able to land the kill shot. We do have Bear getting dropped right off the start, and that's going to make things extra difficult for this Zygnus team as they need to get a plant down. Fish takes out S-Thug, and that's been the guy that they've counted on all day long. Plant is going to go in onto A, but Fish has an angle from American, not able to land the initial shot. Going to try to hit a follow-up right here. He can see the edge of the shoulder, and he hits it onto Awaken. And now Zygnus in shambles. Washi needs to make something happen right here. Gets a hit marker, not able to get the kill shot. Fish said, "That's my defuse." 4 people alive for NL right there, and very back-and-forth search and destroy so far.
Yeah, and you gotta love seeing it, right? Like, we don't real... As much as we have a side of us, Bobby, that would like this night to be over sooner than later, you can't deny loving seeing an even game between 2 incredibly strong teams, so...
Oh, Fish through the smoke! Oh my god, I mean, if we're being honest, yes, that was probably like 90% luck, But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and right there, he got very lucky. What a shot through the smoke. It looks like S-Thug is going to be able to push up and plant the bomb, but man, oh man, what a shot from Fish right there.
Yep. Pretty solid amount of luck going into that one, but it may not be enough to really help them out. I mean, it did take out Bear, but they are now, with Fish getting dropped, sitting down at a 3 versus 4. This may be once again Zygnus taking the lead as Washi picks up a kill on Tio, who is certainly struggling a little bit in Search and Destroy right now. We do have Envoy and Raven still alive. Make that just Raven, and Washi is absolutely cracked. And I believe if we kind of remember back the interview we had with Piano, he kind of gave us that kind of prophet's vision of Washi making a name out of himself as a sniper in the league, and he came through last season and really turned some heads, and it looks to be the case once again. And right from the beginning I said this was a huge pickup for Zygnus, especially with the change to the sniper ruling for spring 2021. That's still taking a minute to get used to, but Washi proven to be a good pickup for Zygnus here, so gotta love it.
Yeah, we see him trying to land that trailer wallbang that we've seen him hit before. Not able to make it happen right there. A couple players waiting for the trailer push, and things do not go well for NL Esports. Zygnus in complete control of that push. One player's going to drop. Raven trying to make something happen. It won't. Washi's got the pistol in hand. He's going to be able to get the kill right there. It's a 4-2 lead going in for Zygnus, and what we expected to be the dominant game mode for NL Esports has pretty much been in the hands of Zygnus the entire time. We see everybody pushing on through bathrooms right there. Washi not able to spot anybody off the start. Looks like a little bit more of an aggressive push as everybody for NL making their way up to the A-bomb site. Trophy system's going to go down. Smokes have already been used, so you got to be a little bit careful, but it looks like we are going to be able to get a bomb plant in, and
Washi with the wallbang headshot onto Envoy.
wow, that's there's
Zygnus just cleaning up right now. Ooh, DeCarla.
Whoa!
Two-picked up 3. What a play by Kim Wax. Not sure if it's gonna be enough. Still needs to find 2.
Kim Wax.
DeCarla.
How do you get those two names confused? I'm so confused.
It's in my head now. So it's the same player. It's the same player. It's a name change.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
I didn't know
Tim
that.
told me earlier, and now it's stuck in my head.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I had no idea that was just a name change. I was like, what the frick? They're not remotely similar. Ooh, Awakens ready around the corner. It looks like no 1v5 going to go in for Kim Wax.
Yeah, but big play regardless. Washi absolutely cranking them out. 10 kills on the board. Only player at double digits. Nobody else realistically even close. We've got Fish and DeCarla at 6. We've got Awaken, S-Thug, and Bear at 5. So Washi really making use out of the sniper here. And again, those sniper kills are all the more worth, especially if you can take out the enemy's sniper. So we'll have to be keeping an eye out for the picks coming out of Washi. But this is starting to look like potentially a Zygnus 2-0, which, while I knew these teams were going to be pretty even, I didn't expect Zygnus to just flat out win 2-0. I thought this was going to be a game 3 all day long.
Yeah, we get a couple more trays going in. S-Thug finds DeCarlo right there. They did lose Bear, and Washi is still alive. So when you got one guy with 10 kills on the board, that's always a good sign for your team. Fish still alive with the sniper in hand as well. The bomb plant is going to go down on the B site. Washi not going to find an angle from top of 10, and this is a very strong push going in for Zygnus. This could go one of two ways. Either the strength overwhelms NL, or you just get absolutely demolished by a really solid defense. And it looks like So far, it's not going to be an aggressive defense. Titio gets the initial frag onto S-Thug. Washi waiting on the backside, not going to be able to hit the snipe. Saxy's all by himself. He's caught in a corner. He's not going to be able to stay alive. NL will live to see another day as they move things to 3-5.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a lifeline held on by NL here, but they are certainly not in a great position. Specifically, again, being down 3 rounds from picking up a win right now, can't afford to make a mistake. And with Washi having 10 kills on the board, it's definitely gonna be a difficult one for them moving forward, but absolutely doable. Again, this is a reigning champion team. They have multiple MVPs on their team, so Raven getting the kill there, a assist going over to DeCarlo. They do now have a player advantage, but with that kill, we see several members of Zygnus starting to make that rotation over towards B, and we'll have to see what they are going to pull together with it. We do have Envoy with the bomb. Looks like he's fairly committed to a B-side plant. There's 45 seconds left on the board. Not a lot of time to completely recommit and make an A-side rotation. And we do see them slowly starting to move up. And Zygnus has mostly abandoned B at this point. So honestly, NL played it great. They played it slow with the pickup kit. Ooh, well, S-Thug just being the animal that he is, apparently.
I don't really understand why NL destroyed the trophy system there. That's really what gave away their position. And it's not like they were in danger, like they were going to try to throw a nade right there and being at the risk of getting blown up by a trophy system, but it is going to be a Titio flying on through right there. Finds a much-needed frag, awakens all by himself, gets spotted by Titio. Multiple-time MVP of Mobile Mayhem, and he's going to keep his team alive just a little bit longer. Definitely what NL needs if they're going to have a shot at pushing this to a game number 3, and especially with the reputation that they have on the line, they're going to try to do everything they possibly can. Kills have dried up a little bit for Washi as he hasn't been able to hit some of those quick scopes. Doesn't have the correct prediction on the initial push either, as we have every single person going on over to the A site. But Fish is going to find a frag. A big double goes in for Bear. Zygnus does have a man advantage, and the pressure is on for NL once again.
Yeah, not a great position for them to be in. Washi hasn't, however, picked up a kill in a couple rounds, so maybe Washi fallen a little bit out of the groove for this match with the pickup kill from Titio, who has massively turned this around. I mean, he was 1 kill on the board a minute ago, up to 6, but Washi picking him off. It's now Fish alone. He did get the bomb plant, but he does need to find 2 kills in the defense here, potentially putting us into a game 3 scenario if he's able to clutch up. Definitely not an easy one against the likes of S-Thug and Washi, though. You have both players making that rotation out, and the shot's going to come through from Washi, and that's a 2-0 victory for Zygnus. Again, thought this game was going to be even. The hard point, again, NL almost made a monstrous comeback, boiled down to, I think, just a 15-point win for Zygnus, and then going all the way to a round 10 here in Search and Destroy, but Zygnus came out on top this time, and phenomenally played for these guys. And again, this pickup of Washi for them is just absolutely paying off right now.
Yeah, and I didn't see Washi's perspective of that second to last kill, but I believe that was him jumping out of top 10 and quick scoping that last player that they needed to be able to make that into a 2v1. Huge plays for him. Definitely, like you said, a really big pickup. And man, oh man, Zygnus coming through the qualifiers, no less, to take out NL Esports in a 2-0 in the first match. This is definitely going to be a team to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely. And it actually was an 11-point win in the hardpoint matchup, 250 to 239. So again, dangerously close between these two teams the whole way across the board. Definitely expecting big things out of both these guys. Definitely, of course, hoping to see more Cheto in the future. Again, probably going to be the primary sniper for the team, you would think, but obviously having Fish as well is just a strong player to have for NL. And again, this has been a great start of the season. I mean, we have 5 games today. It's obviously going to be a long night, but with games like this, it makes it all worth it.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and run an ad real quick, and then hopefully by the time we get back, we'll have most of our players loaded in and ready to go for match number 4. Apologies. Oh, mistakes were made. Dave, we can't see your face.
Oh, let me fix that.
Yep, I was a little bit distracted. I don't think the screen was black for very long, but I was reading something and wasn't paying attention to what was happening.
This short ad.
B, I'm assuming we already have a password for the room, but just in case we don't, you probably want to add one, because I accidentally showed it for like a 1/10 of a second, so I apologize. But anyway, next match is one that I am very excited for. I mean, you got one team that just showed up huge in the last half of last season. Nova Invictus showed a ton of improvements. It looks like we have almost the exact same roster coming back for this season. And it looks like... oh, no, that's going to be for the other team. Okay. We don't know who the 5th player is for them, but if I had to guess, probably one of the players that we saw previously. Parrish, if I had to guess. Definitely was one of the top players for them. But going up against Trovo Mayhem, this is not the Trovo Mayhem that you saw last season. There's no, well, I'm not going to say there's no content creators here because there are pro players on this team who create content, but there are no iPad players. This is a strictly competitive phone team. They've been scrimming together. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. The current roster, or at least the starting team right here, Tectonic, Jesus Saves You, Nero, Little B, and Vague. Obviously, Little B, Nero, and Tectonic, part of the championship North America Tribe Gaming team. A couple other players previously on that team, I believe. Tectonic, Little B. Who am I missing out on right now?
I don't remember. That was so long ago, dude. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know his name. Leon. Leon is one of the people. Leon's not going to be playing tonight, but that was a part of the tribe team as well. We do have Vague playing tonight. I don't know if I actually said that one. I think he is temporarily subbing in for them and maybe playing for a different Mobile Mayhem team, especially based on his username inside the game. But like I said...
who knows?
Yeah, tough to say.
It's probably Shredit or something, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The NL is just clout chasing.
Exactly. But this is definitely going to make for a really good match. This is probably my favorite match of the night. We'll take a look at the maps and bans real quick. Game 1 is going to be Summit Hardpoint. Game 2, Standoff, Search and Destroy. If we go to a Game 3, it's going to be Raid Domination. And this is not something we've seen in past seasons of Mobile Mayhem. Both bans on the SMGs. The QQ9 and the QXR both banned. So probably lots of DRHs and HVKs. Should be lots of fun.
Most likely gonna be the case. One of the things I am looking forward to seeing out of specifically the Mayhem roster is who the primary sniper is going to be. We've obviously seen in the past Tectonic starting to branch into that role quite successfully, if I do say. Obviously, Little B is a phenomenal sniper, so we could potentially see it be him. Jesus Saves You. Previously, Jesus Can Save You. Obviously, a sniper for his teams in the past, so a lot of sniping potential out of Mayhem, including if they ever have someone missing, they obviously have the talent where they're able to fill them on in. We also have Legacy. Legacy and Leon are the two other players on this roster that not seeing right now. So, obviously, with Vague soon going to be jumping ship, moving over to another roster, we'll start seeing a little bit more of Leon and or Legacy. And we'll have to see what their starting lineup ends up being officially when we get to that point.
Yep. All right. I think we got everybody readied up. We're just waiting for approval on one screenshot. Based on what I'm seeing, I think it's fine. So we will likely be moving momentarily into game number 1. Hardpoint Summit's going to be a really interesting one because previously it was one of those maps where it's very, very punishing if you lose control of spawns, but obviously when everybody's spawning right next to the point, there is much less urgency to have control of spawns. So this one is probably going to get real chaotic real quick.
Yeah, one would think. Definitely two pretty strong teams. The likes of Nova, who struggled at the beginning of the last season, but then really kicked things into high gear starting in like the second half of week 3, really going into week 4, they took off and really started racking up the points. Beat a lot of teams we perhaps would say didn't expect them to beat based on their early performance, and specifically Band and Parish. I mean, really made a name for themselves in the previous season. Don't know why someone's inviting me to play Nuketown, but we are not doing that.
Yep, we got everybody readied up again. Hopefully that'll take care of things, as I think we're just waiting on verification for one person. And Zim is not responding. Zim.
I think he's trying to get the verification together.
Well, Splinter said it in a broadcast.
Yeah, so Zim is confirming it needs to be a screenshot and not a picture of...
Why can't my man just send a screenshot? This is so simple.
Right?
We've been doing this for, 3 seasons now? Come on, guys. It's easy.
Why did he take a picture of his phone?
Oh my gosh. Freaking pro players, man. I tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and type in the freaking chat. Just tell them. Just freaking screenshot it.
You know what I think is really funny, Bobby?
What?
This is a throwback to last season. I remember the cries and the horror of Trovo Mayhem having players that were allowed to play on iPad.
Wow!
And then they didn't even make it to the final.
But they're playing on iPad! Wow! Oh my gosh. It was the worst. So much drama for no reason.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Send an actual... Okay, he sent a screenshot. Wow. I'm sure that took a lot of effort. Okay, we should be good to go now. I'm in the chat and he has sent the screenshot, so... We're good to go! And of course somebody unreadies as he sends the screenshot. There we go.
I'm gonna jump in there and tell him myself, yo.
Honestly. I would start doing that when people aren't submitting the screenshots. I would just go in and yell at them in front of 1,200 people.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the connection, right? Like on the level where you're like, okay, well, it's easier for me to just take a picture of my phone and boom,
Oh my
send
god,
it.
everybody left the lobby! I'm in shambles right now.
I think I also now have to leave because I am in a bugged lobby.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get there together. Wait, they added the AS Val? Is that the new gun this update?
It is.
Broken.
It's now broken in COD Mobile, I'll tell you that much.
All right, it was pretty broken in what was the last one?
Modern Warfare?
Yeah, Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Correct. That one.
It is poo-poo! And my chat still convinced me to spend $300 to get the mythic skin.
Well, you gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see, they said, Bobby, upgrade it, and the boys will get you 1 million views. And then I uploaded it, and it only got 100,000. I'm like, where's the other 900,000?
Yeah, it sounds like chat. It sounds like Bobby was promised an extra 900,000 views. Make it happen.
I got ripped off. I don't know what the deal is.
Help him make that money back.
Pain and suffering. You know what? It is what it is. Hashtag COD Mobile Partner. We love skins. Thumbs up. Thank you, Zim, for all your roses to help me make back all the money that I lost.
I think you need a couple more, Zim.
It's okay, Zim. You don't have to send me anything. People donated like $260 while I was opening it, so it's fine. I only lost like 40.
Did you really, though? Because you made money on the content you produced.
Shh! Don't tell them that! I'm getting donations! God. What gun am I looking at?
Here, hold on. I think that's
the Fennec?
This
Only
should
a
help.
little bit?
I don't know if it's enough, but does this work? Is this what I do? Yeah, there we go. Look, there. Gave you some eggs.
I don't get any money from Mana, but I appreciate the thought.
That's what we have.
All right.
That's what we have.
Big time Mana donations from Day. You love to see it. Little B gets the frag off the start. 2 kills for Decipher. And Nova Invictus looking really, really good right here. Is pretty much all the kills going their way. Somehow, Trovo Mayhem able to get on the point right here. Little B slides on through, gets another kill right. And it's going to be oh my gosh, I'm going to get Trovo Mayhem. Trovo Mayhem is the name of the team. 4 kills on the board for Little B. Jesus saves you. Coming in with 3. I've got hiccups if you can commentate.
Bobby, I got you here. Check this out, though. Check this out. It's what we can do. But anyway, guys, we are rocking and rolling in this game. Right now, we have a lead for the Trovo Mayhem. Just a couple points. Obviously, Summit doesn't really... Well, I don't even know if it takes off on P3 or P4 anymore with the respawn changes. We'll have to really kind of see how that goes as we move. But right now, we do have Lil B picking up a couple kills. I believe he is rocking a Fennec as well. So seeing a lot of that in the meta at this point in time. Bobby is currently dying on our chat. Make sure you wish him well. But will be 8 kills on the board. Desi for the side of Nova, rocking it with 9. Parrish picking up another kill there as well. Very even game so far as we round down into the last 15 seconds or so of P2. Likely going to see players starting to make the rotation over to P3. Not sure quite yet if it's going to be enough. Do notice the lack of red dot for the Fennec for Lil B, so we'll have to see.
Well, you see, Little B is using the pay-to-win Fennec, so it actually has a built-in red dot, so he doesn't have to worry about using that as an attachment.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a built-in red dot. I thought it was just a different iron sight that made it look like that, but that would be because I don't have the skin. So.
True. It's, I mean, Nova Invictus looking really good. Obviously, the game's not over by any means, but as far as the gunfights are going right now, 2 people in double digits for Nova Invictus. Nobody making their way up there. Nero is struggling for Trovo Mayhem. 3 kills on the board. And just not really a whole lot going for this team right now, as Nova Invictus has been able to pretty much single-handedly hold this. I don't know how Decipher's staying alive right there. His teammates there with the hold. Obviously, you do have players spawning a little bit closer, but it seems like Summit hardpoint, they might not have changed the spawns at all. We're seeing people spawning all the way across the map right here, which is typically what we expect to see in a game of hardpoint. Little B is going to get taken out by Decipher. 14 kills on the board for him. 3 players in double digits. Little B, the only player able to find it so far for Trovo Mayhem. They're going to have to start to get on a roll here if they're going to have a shot at closing this gap, which has already built itself up to 70 points.
Yep, so a pretty sizable lead right now for the side of Nova, but could very, very quickly have the gap closed, especially if Trovo Mayhem are able to defend this point. We do have Tectonic as well now rocking the Fennec, as well as Lil B obviously still has it out as well. What's the whole deal on the particle effect colors, Bobby? Do you get to pick, or is it ammo related, or what's going on here?
On the Fennec?
Yeah.
So it depends on how much money you spend on upgrading it. So if you buy the base version, you just get the base effects and everything. But the more money that you spend on upgrading it, the more effects you get. So I could have only spent like $150 on the ASVAL, but instead I spent $300 and I got all the effects and the attachment skins and everything.
Does it feel worth it?
No. ASVAL is absolute trash in this game, and I'll probably never use it again unless they buff the crap out of it, so no. I'm going to say probably, to me, probably not worth it.
Alright. The official Bobby rating, better or worse than the M16?
Better than the M16, but only because I'm terrible at tracing with burst weapons, and my traces are just super inconsistent, so I'll take the ASVAL over the M16. But just like I did a tier list earlier, in the M16's in D tier, and then the ASVAL is at like the bottom of C tier. Like I tried to put the ASVAL in C tier and people got mad at me, or in D tier and people got mad at me. So I was like, okay, you guys can have the bottom of C tier just to make you happy.
All right, well there you have it, guys. There's an official ranking here from Bobby, as well as his other content as well. So ASVAL not worth $300 unless if you really want it.
Unless they buff the crap out of it, which they very well may do if they want to sell more skins for it.
I mean, I imagine it has a built-in silencer, yeah?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
I mean, it has potential then, if they make it better.
For sure. We got Little B moving up to 20 kills right now. He's actually top frag for the game. It looks like the Fennec might become the competitive meta right now. We got records being broken. We got Little B top frag. Nero, I don't know. Nero's just in a different game right now. 4 kills on the board. Might be feeling a little bit rusty or something else. Might just be one of those games. At this point, his primary job is just to try to get some trophy systems down for his teammates. He can't seem to find a kill. Vague and Tectonic holding down this hard point. Trovo Mayhem starting to build a little bit of momentum. They're going to give up those last 9 seconds, but Little B can slide on through, gets the major assist. They've got control of P3 right here, control of spawns as well, and they're definitely set up in a really good spot to try to get max time right here.
Yeah, looks to be the case. I mean, Trovo Mayhem definitely needed it at this point. They're sitting down about 70 points, so there's not quite enough for them to equalize everything out. Even on a full cap, they'll be a couple points shy, but it definitely would make things look a little bit more doable up against the team that has looked so strong, in that being the Nova Invictus roster. As Jesus Saves You plows on through, finds a triple. Vague finds a 4th kill as well. And it looks like... See, I can dig the respawns here on Summit, yeah? So
yeah.
Jesus Saves You died on the hard point, spawned on the far side of mid room, so not all the way across the map like previously in Summit, but also not literally on the hard point you died on. So I dig it. The change works here, but Raid needs some help, man.
Yep.
Raid needs some help.
That was a really good really good hold for Trovo Mayhem, and honestly exactly what they needed. Now they had a really tough time breaking P4 last time. We do see one frag going in already. Wow, Nero. Even though he hasn't had a great game so far, just plows on through right there. He's going to be able to, alongside some of his teammates, get the break. Hits another shot right there. 9 kills on the board now. Still not really close to anyone else, but definitely well timed. Now we do see Nova Invictus finding a few more. They're not able to win it on this hard point. We do see Parrish with the Fennec in hand. And it's going to be Trovo Mayhem still holding it down. Little B, 30 kills on the board. And as much as I would love to make a big deal of him already being at 30 kills, everybody else is at like 24 plus. So it's not like he's crazy out-fragging everybody else, just barely above. But the Fennec definitely seeming to be the wave right now.
Yeah, absolutely seems to be the case. And, you know, speaking of Nero, Bobby, it makes me wonder, whatever happened to Darky and Neji from Exiled before?
If I had to guess, they were probably iPad warriors.
That could have been the case. That absolutely could have been the case.
A Little B finds a couple additional big frags there, moves from 30 up to 34. Trovo Mayhem holding down the hard point once again. They're closing the gap. I think they're about to take the lead right here. They're contested, down 1 point. Nova Invictus says, no! You can get close, but you cannot take the lead. We're going to retake it right here. And
this may be a good time to pick a team to jump into a listen-in, though, Bobby.
You know what?
Very
I think
close game.
things are probably going to start getting real frantic with Trovo Mayhem, so we're going to go ahead and hop into a listen-in with them.
Let's take
good stuff, good stuff.
One more kid,
one more kid. There's one out.
Oh, he's one shot, left side of the staircase, yeah. One more car. We gotta go new. He's zombie. I spun out green. No, one top. Garage.
Stage dead. One
See them. Thank you. Hey, I'm making point.
We gotta go to top.
One top.
Top dead.
I got him. Yo, I'm taking.
On point dead. I need help.
They're gonna get top.
I spun out green.
Hey, yo, one more green.
Oh,
yeah.
Barrel side.
I spawned the A side. We gotta put our bodies on the
Got one bottom.
That's
one seen on.
Push your bodies on it.
I found out.
We need to. One top.
Hey, utility.
Top.
There's two more bottom.
I'm pushing
Top. We gotta contest.
One more, two more.
One more on point.
Two more now. Push it up. Alright, it's fine. Good try. Get your screenshots.
Big attempts for Trovo Mayhem, but not able to close things out there at the end. And it is going to be Nova Invictus coming out on top in game number 1. I think, to be honest, the story of that one was consistency across the board. You see bottom frag for Nova Invictus, 29 kills, top frag, 36. Meanwhile, over on Trovo Mayhem, 36 kills for the top frag, while Nero down at 10 kills. I mean, in hardpoint, that's just, it comes down to kills. When you're spawning that close to the hardpoint, you got to win your gunfights. And when you got somebody that's 17 kills below the next closest player, you just don't really have a shot at winning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I for one was shocked at how calm and clean the voice chat was.
Yeah.
Despite Veg being there. Much love, buddy, but we appreciate you keeping it for the most part family friendly. Cool. There's a screenshot of the scores since I missed it. So, yeah, excellent game from both of these teams. I mean, Hua with 30, 28, 12, Band 33, 31, 21, Desi 35, 28, 14, Envy the most positive for the team, 36, 20, and 17. We do see him down at 25 seconds on the hard point, so definitely a big, how to put it, more of an outskirt slayer as opposed to an on-objective hold, and it really worked out well for them. He was able to fend off several players at a time from the side of Trovo Mayhem, so definitely a big play from MV stepping up for the team. Obviously Band and Parrish were kind of two of the players that we expected to look out for on the side of Nova because just how well they played last season. But Envy, really a big performance coming out of him here in game number 1.
Also, Day, whenever you can get your face cam back, just let me know.
Oh, yep, I'll do that right now. When we hop channels that closed.
Yeah, and we are going to be getting ready to get into Search and Destroy on Standoff. You got to think after that performance, Nero probably going to bounce back. Never was like a really big top fragger for Tribe, but definitely not somebody that you expect to see down there at the bottom that far below everybody else. So we'll see if he's able to bounce back. Sniper limitation probably going to have a pretty big effect. Previously, we probably would have seen Little B, Tectonic, Vague all pulling out snipers, trying to see if they can get picks. But with that limitation, obviously, we'll see whether it's going to be Little B or Tectonic. That's going to be the primary sniper. Tectonic, even though that's not his usual role in S&D, has been really, really good with the sniper, especially in some of the more recent seasons. We'll see what they've got in store for us, but I'm definitely excited to see it as we are almost good to go.
Not entirely sure why, but it doesn't seem to want to reconnect right now. So I will keep working on it.
All good. If we got all of our screenshots in, then we can hop into the game anyway. Yep. Our admins. Okay, now we're good to go. I'm gonna need to go get another drink in a second. Noah said, "Nice hair." Thanks. All right. Good to go. Hopping into game number 2. Trovo Mayhem in need of a big performance right here. It does look like Little B going to be the primary sniper for the team. Not able to find anyone off the start. Clearing out some space up toward that tank area over on the A side. Trying to land a wall bang, but everybody on Nova Invictus playing very, very passive, and it seems to be working for them for the time being. He's going to get concussed, but nobody... I'm honestly curious what the purpose of that concussion aid was. If you're not going to try to push up to follow up and you're just going to sit behind cover, feels like a little bit of a waste of utility.
No, it could have been just trying to see if you get a hit marker.
Yeah, might just be trying to get... That makes sense, but at the same time, he's taking sniper shots without a silencer in the same spot over and over again. So I feel like that gives you the information that you need right there, but I could be wrong. But Little B able to get the initial first blood onto Band right there. Jesus saves you on the inside of this little cubby area, trying to stay alive. I'm not sure that's the area I would have slid out to. Only one player remaining for Nova Invictus right here. Hua trying to make something happen. Vig says not today. Trovo Mayhem takes the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And off to a much better start for the side of Trovo Mayhem, who struggled a little bit in the beginning of Hardpoint, made a really sizable comeback in the middle of the game. And, you know, again, starting off a little bit better as we did have Nova pick up the win in the first game of this set. So far, pretty slow-paced offense, at least, coming out of the side of the Trovo Mayhem. definitely might be looking to see them start making an A-side push. I'm definitely interested. We obviously saw some teams in the qualifiers make more B-side pushes than anticipated, so it'll be interesting to see if any other teams follow suit in that and try to make those kinds of pushes. But Lil B is going to pop the corner and find Band and pick up a kill for the team. That is going to give them a player advantage. They do have a bomb planted as well, so with Lil B finding a kill onto Parrish as well, it's looking really good for the Trovo Mayhem. Vague picking up a strong double kill. You definitely have to think with the triple kill there, and obviously Vague's performance in previous seasons, no matter how I don't want to say bad, but sometimes inconsistent out of Vague, really coming through with a strong performance here. And knowing that he is going to be transferring over to NL at some point during this season, definitely after watching the NL games, gives some hype to that lineup as well. 5 kills on the board for him now. Excellent performance. Lil B finds Desi over the B-side bomb there. The plant is going to come through. It's a lonely Parrish with 1 kill on the board, and Nero is going to drop him there. So 3 rounds in a row now going over to the side of Trovo Mayhem.
Yeah, they are looking really, really strong in the search and destroy right now. Little B had been, especially in the couple of the past seasons when he was making that switch to phone, struggled with the sniper, but he is not struggling right now. 7 kills through 3 rounds. Quite a performance for him. Nero just not able to land the shots right there. We do have a couple trades coming in as Vague able to find one. It's going to be a 2v3 with Little B and Jesus Saves You still alive right now. I believe the bomb is down over on the B site. And Jesus Saves You with a Fennec in hand, trying to spot Envy in the top of blue. He's going to be able to pick up the bomb. Probably going to be able to reposition as well. Little B just holding down that grandma's area, and now the full counter rotation on over toward the A side. Probably going to try to play for boxes right here. See if Little B can maybe find a pick. Not going to be able to spot anybody as we do have the passive approach for Nova Invictus. And the concussion nade getting ready to go out on the inside of that cubby. Spots him, but Hua says, that's my shot. Jesus Saves You does manage to land at least 1 kill right there. Looks like Band cooking the nade, going to throw it over top. It's perfectly placed, and just like that, Nova Invictus able to get their first round of the game.
Yeah, they definitely needed to stop the momentum that Trovo Mayhem had going on, specifically Vague and Little B rocking 6 and 7 kills on the board, respectively, helping carry Trovo Mayhem into this 3-1 lead. Lil B popping up, immediately finds Hua, and Desi with a big double frag, literally, and Band as well picking up a kill there. Lil B, the primary sniper here on the side of Trovo Mayhem, finding the second kill, making things a little bit more manageable in this now 3 versus 2. Fortunately for them, Vague does have the bomb. They don't have to make a push to A to try to pick that up. They could potentially make a long rotation over to B. We've again seen it several times in the qualifiers. Lil B didn't quite get to see that someone's behind Tractor, but likely going to be rotating on over to it soon, looking for the wall bang, unable to find it. It is also going to give away their position. We have Vague pushing up. We have Lil B looking for the kill, gets gunned down by Desi. Vague gets the return kill, but Parrish is there to back him up. It's now 2-3 as we switch sides. We now have Nova on the offense.
Well, that's definitely the turnaround that Nova Invictus needed. We'll see if the change of sides is going to do anything. A couple players already in place for Trovo Mayhem, as we do see Jesus Saves You getting the initial frag. Vague finding one as well. Like you mentioned, he has been really big. Whoa. That was fast, and I believe Nero already has almost as many kills as he had in the entire hardpoint game. He's got 5 right here. I think he finished with 10 in hardpoint, so about half as many, and in only 6 rounds. Not a bad start for him. And what probably the most shocking thing so far, Tectonic was 0 kills right here. I don't think that's something I've ever seen before.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Don't think it's something that we've seen, even when Tectonic was arguably in a little bit of a slump in past seasons. Still never quite dropping the donut. So we'll have to see if he's able to turn things around, get some kills on the board, and help the team who is sizably pretty heavily getting carried by the three of Nero, Little B, and Vague currently with 7, 11, and 8. And Nero picking up another kill there. Tectonic also with a kill on the board, so we can keep up the tradition of never seeing a donut for Tectonic.
I mean, Nero's definitely bouncing back strong right here. 8 kills in 7 rounds of Search and Destroy compared to his, what is it, 10 and 40 in hardpoint? Obviously, everybody has a game like that every once in a while. I don't think people realize. Like, you guys know, people are actually human. Like, people are capable of making mistakes and having bad days. Not everybody can play absolute max capacity every single game. It just doesn't work. Nero finds one frag onto Envy right there, trying to make something happen.
For a long time, though, it looked like Tectonic could do no wrong.
You're not wrong. Oh my gosh, Nero's already matched his hardpoint kill count, trying to find another one right here. The Fennec. Fennec video incoming tomorrow. It was a 2v4. It's now a 1v2. Nero slides through. It's going to be a defuse going in for Tectonic. Just like that, Trovo Mayhem bounces back big. 6-2 victory right there to push us to a game number 3.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Bobby. I believe the 4th round for Trovo Mayhem, it went slow for about 10 seconds. I leaned the chair back for a minute, and I looked down, and it was over. Not really sure what happened that round, but, like you mentioned, Nero, Search and Destroy matched, if not beat, his kills. I think he matched his kills from a hard point, so really, really big turnaround from him there. Definitely one of the big factors in what was a close hardpoint game going into what was a pretty one-sided Search and Destroy. And, sometimes that's just the case. Like you mentioned, sometimes you can just have a bad game in Respawn. Sometimes you can just have a bad day overall. And there's other times where you have a player that's stronger at Search and Destroy than Respawn. We see the same with the likes of Wiru over on 11T. Not a bad Respawn player, but when it comes to Search and Destroy, he's really just in the upper echelons of players in the league across the board. So Nero again turning it around big, pushing us to a game 3 between Nova and Trovo Mayhem. So still anybody's game. We are going into another Respawn mode where we did see Nova Invictus excel a little bit more than the Trovo Mayhem, but obviously it's anybody's up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, Nero going from a 0.25 KD all the way up to a 5 KD. So, like, sometimes it turns around that quickly. You just need a little warm-up game, get it out of your system, and just like that, you are good to go. And it seems like that's what Nero needed. As we are getting ready to hop into the 3rd and final game of this match. Keep in mind, we do have one more match following this. It is going to be, and I'm going to check because I don't want to get it wrong, Shredit versus Vitro. So those are 2 new teams to Mobile Mayhem. Definitely going to be fun to watch and definitely going to make for a great final matchup of the night, but don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. The probably most anticipated matchup of the night, Trovo Mayhem versus Nova Invictus. Getting ready to hop into game number 3.
Yep, and you already obviously saw the message in the NA broadcast, Bobby, but just so chat knows as well, I am actively keeping full KD records for players, not only overall, but as well in game per game mode. So as we progress through this season, I'll have some pretty fun numbers to share with you guys where we can really showcase the players that specialize a little bit more in Search and Destroy than they do in Respawn and vice versa. And I think that'll be a little bit of a fun addition that we have to throw together for you guys. It also, who knows, at the end of the season, it could impact any sort of the MVP and Rookie of the Split and Marksman of the Split scoring. So we will see as we get there. But so far, Nero, pretty solid KD in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, looking pretty good. We got everybody readied up for the final game, and wow, look at that. Perfect timing. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
I will be honest, the length of the multiplayer matches goes a lot longer than the BR matches. So I'm probably going to need to go get another drink in a second. Refresh my throat because it is very dry, but I'm excited for this one. Game number 3 is underway. Nero's got the Type 25. For most people, I would assume he's going to weapon swap, but that's kind of been his go-to. And just as I say that, he weapon swaps the Fennec, so I look like an idiot. And he gets kill number 1 on the board already.
That's still up for grabs. The B flag is half capped for Nova. It is starting to go a little bit more in their way, but then Tectonic rolls through with a double. Jesus saves you getting a kill as well. Make that a triple for Tectonic. Vague does kill himself with a vehicle explosion, I believe. A little unfortunate for him there. Did have Lil B clearing a little bit of Nova's progress on the B flag, but back and forth we go, looking for any sort of ground. Either of these teams, Parrish is going to get dropped. Hub, who as well getting dropped. But still no B cap. 11-11 for both these teams. About a minute into the game, so nothing too crazy going on. But we do finally have that B cap getting locked in for the side of Nova. This is going to give them an opportunity to really start generating some points. Did have Hua defending the seaside spawn flip there, and a couple kills going back and forth right now. Tectonic with 5, and as well Desi and Band each with 5 on the side of Nova. So pretty strong game for Nova so far. Lil B, who has been one of the strongest players on this Trovo Mayhem roster, struggling to get on the board currently, but I do believe it will likely only be a matter of time. We may in fact even see a class switch coming out of him soon, as he does have the AK-117 out. And again, so far not really working out for him. Not the most meta of guns either. Typically, obviously, we're seeing a lot of DRH, a lot of Fennec, a lot of HVK when it's not banned, but we do also have, I believe, Envy with the AK out as well, so.
Yeah, and Little B is still sitting on that goose egg. I think he actually ended up switching back to the HVK again. He does have somebody on the inside. Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
I mean, it's just, a lot of it's just coming down to unfortunate angles. He had the right spot ADS right there, but there was somebody on the opposite angle as well. They end up taking him out, and things looking slow off the start for Trovo Mayhem. We got the Cypher already moving up into double digits. Meanwhile, Little B still yet to move into single digits. I mean, I guess you could technically count 0 as a single digit, but definitely a very, very slow start for Trovo Mayhem, which we saw from them also in the hardpoint, but they started to turn things up in the mid to late game. So we'll see if they can turn things around. They're going to need to turn things around soon to kind of redeem this first half. We do see Nero finding a big frag right there. Clearing out laundry, big opportunity. They've got everybody spawning coming through that driveway area. Nero going to push up, try to cause some trouble. Gets another kill right there, and they're definitely in a really good spot to be able to take this B flag now.
Yeah, we do have Lil B getting a couple kills on the board, so helping his team start to move along. And we did have the B cap going over to the Trovo Mayhem. Not enough time on the board for them to finish it out, but again, Lil B just finding himself in the unfortunate circumstance over and over again, getting into a gunfight with one player and getting shot in the back. And sometimes, hey, that's just the name of the game. We do have the double cap going in favor once again to the side of Nova. This time it's an AC cap, and they are going to go into the second half with a pretty commanding lead. I mean, it's only going to be about up, what, like 35, but pretty solid advantage in the race to 200. So we'll have to see, but there's a double cap once again as the B flag does get capped by the side of Nova. And I'll tell you what, if you're a Nova fan, you're feeling pretty comfortable right now going into the second half of domination. We don't have any score streaks for the side of Nova. I didn't have a chance there at the end to run through Trovo Mayhem, but I'm going to do it right now. I don't imagine we have anything score streak-wise. One thing I will make note of, and it for the most part will be trivial, because obviously we're not seeing a lot of score streaks anyway, but my 1-2 cents of advice here is roll something lower than a Predator missile or a cluster strike for your third score streak. That way, if you do go on a streak, you're not like camping out a VTOL until you can loop your streaks again.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I honestly wouldn't have even thought of that.
I mean, I'm thinking of it from a
Ooh, no.
kind of more statistic standpoint. You know?
Yeah,
But,
yeah. That makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, so, you know, for example, if you look at Jesus Saves You, we have the care package as a first. It's good because it's not a single click activation. You know, for example, like a UAV where if you click it, boom, it activates, you're disqualified. So that's a nice, solid, safe first score streak to run. And then again, you get your Pred missile, you get your cluster strike, and boom, you're right back into going through the loop again. You're not stuck on a 600 point grind for something you can't use anyway.
Yep, and that's actually a big B cap looping in with the A cap right there for Trovo Mayhem. Couple big feeds going in for Vague, who is putting in some big time work right now. 17 kills on the board for him. Little B starting to step things up a little bit. He's moved up to 8 on the board. We do see some pressure being applied over to B, but the refrags come on in. They going to be able to get back into position in time, and Trovo Mayhem remains in control right there. Really, as long as they maintain laundry control and don't give up A, they are going to be really, really set. So Vague tries to take some shots over to A, gets another frag. Can he get the triple? He's going to pull out the pistol. It's not going to happen, but Nero is on the backside. He's able to get the refrag right there. Able to take things back down. Envy slides on through. Little B waiting inside the doorway. He finds a frag for himself, and Trovo Mayhem continuing to move things a little bit closer, second by second. A really big double kill goes in for Parrish right there. He's trying to get the flip, but there's people waiting for him on the A flag. Perfect timing for Jesus Saves You. And they're able to maintain the double cap for the time being.
Yeah, it's narrowed down pretty quickly. It was a 36, 37 point lead that we had from Nova going into the second half. It is now currently sitting down at about 15 with the lead still in favor of Nova. They are going to get the double cap on B once again, thanks to some big kills coming out of Parrish there. And they will start to extend their lead once again. I believe we are still very safely in a double cap territory for Trovo Mayhem, but they need to get it soon. With only just under 2 minutes on the clock, definitely need to start accumulating those points in their favor. But man, Band and Parrish just rocking the kills out as they fill the feed. 5 kills on the B flag there, as well as the respawns not in favor of the Trovo Mayhem. This is a triple cap now for the side of Nova Invictus, and with only 1:30 on the clock, it's going to take a miracle for Trovo to turn this around. I mean, they need to get some kills on the board. At this point, honestly, they need to get some score streaks on the board. I mean, they could potentially go into a triple cap and defend across the map with score streaks, but it's just not looking great for them currently.
Yeah, that triple cap more than likely sealed their fate, as they are now in need of a triple cap themselves. Parrish somehow staying alive on the inside of 4 corners right there. Jesus Saves You pulls out the revolver, but not a whole lot of time to work with. Time is dwindling. Decipher slides on through. Jesus Saves You able to get the frag. Vague having a good game. 24 on the board. Almost top fragging right behind Decipher, but it is just too much Nova Invictus right now. And this team showing why they were able to make such a big run late last season and make their way into the semifinals. We do have Decipher sliding on through, and as the top fragger in the game, it only makes sense he gets that final kill right there and seals the fate of Trovo Mayhem. It is going to be Nova Invictus coming out on top 2-1.
And Nova Invictus with a phenomenal turnaround. Obviously, they got a little stomped in the Search and Destroy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Trovo Mayhem just were in control all the time. But when it came down to respawns, Nova Invictus, for the most part, held a phenomenal lead in hardpoint. There was a mid-game comeback started for Trovo Mayhem. Really bounced it down to, I forget the exact scores, but again, Trovo Mayhem put up a good fight in the first round. They almost made, again, a mid-game comeback in the second half of domination, but were just unable to keep the momentum flowing, and it ends up being a 200-146 game for Nova, who was able to actually get a triple cap there towards the end of the game and really put Trovo Mayhem in a position where they just didn't have time on the board to turn things around. So, as you mentioned, they finished the season off last season with a great turnaround, and they're starting this season off with a big 15 on the board.
Yeah, really big performance for them, and I mean, obviously there are some question marks around Trovo Mayhem just because some of the players playing hadn't been in competitive for a while. I know Nero had been out for a while. Jesus Saves You, been around to a couple different teams. Really good performance for Trovo Mayhem, especially in the Search and Destroy, but Nova Invictus in respawns right now just looking crazy dominant, and looking forward to see this team continuing to evolve, and hopefully this is a sign of a much more balanced COD-M championships than we had last year, because it was pretty much all tribe all the way through, and you can see a lot of these teams developing in a really big way, and definitely going to be fun to watch as the Mobile Mayhem season progresses, but also as we do move into COD-M champs in the coming months. Really looking forward to it. We're going to run an ad real quick. I'm going to get a drink after that, and then didn't realize you... Well, I realized that you guys couldn't hear my voice, but it wasn't until after I made the transition. I'm going to go get a drink, and then hopefully by the time I get back, we'll have everybody in here and ready to go for the final match of the night.
One can hope, one can certainly hope, that it is not a super long one. Again, chat, as much as I'd love to see the good even content, I am totally down at this point to see good even 2 games, not 3. So, guess we'll see when we get there. We're gonna be here and we're gonna do it one way or another. But again, really big game between the Nova Invictus squad and the new and possibly improved Trovo Mayhem. So. We will get there when we get there, but just to run through a couple of the numbers. Desi, 27, 20, and 9. Parrish, pretty strong performance, 24, 18, and 6. Band, 18, 18, and 4. NB, 14, 22, and 12. The player that arguably struggled the most for the side of Nova, and Hua rounding out the bottom with 16, 18, and 4. Looking over at the side of the Trovo Mayhem. Probably feeling a little bit rough that they're going to be losing Vague, but Vague, MVP of the team for that domination with 26, 23, and 12. Tectonic, 21, 16, and 10. Jesus Saves You, 17, 17, 12. Nero, definitely a big step up over the performance that he had in Hardpoint. Maybe just took a game or 2 to get warmed up, but 18, 22, and 3. And Little B, 14, 22, and 6. Not usually where we see him in a game, but hey, Bobby said it just right earlier. People are human. People are going to have off days. They're going to have off games, and sometimes you're just going to get outplayed. And that was really the case here today with Nova just playing as strong as they did. Catching up on the stream here, seeing the AS Val advertisement. And unfortunately, as Bobby said, not as great as it could be. But also potentially not as OP as it was in Modern Warfare. Looks like we are just waiting on a couple more players, actually just one more player to get into the lobby, in which we'll also be looking at needing, obviously getting everybody their screenshots in and getting ready to go. So hopefully we'll get you guys in here soon. This is drawing a blank on the names. Shredit versus Vitro for our final matchup of the night. Looks like we are gonna have Vibin, Time, Oofer, Salai, and Justabot. So a couple players that we recognize from previous Mobile Mayhem seasons, a couple new guys that have also tried to make a good name for themselves. Oofer being one of the ones to watch out for on the side of Shredit, as well as obviously Vibin and Justabot as well. Looking over at the side of Vitro, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and if I'm not, hopefully one of the team members will hear it and flame me for it until I pronounce it right. We have Vade, Scott, Parallel, Sped, and Tomb, as well as just for the rest of their roster, it looks like we have Lax and Irrelevant, who hopefully will not be an irrelevant player. Hopefully they'll come through and be some star for this Vitro lineup.
I don't think I've heard of any of these players before.
You have heard of Justabot, Vibin.
Well, no, but everybody on Vitro.
Vitro?
I don't know that we've heard of any of them.
No idea. Couldn't tell you. They could be gods.
Well, guess we'll find out. They could also just be former players that all change their usernames, because they all change their usernames on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Tomb, Parallel, Irrelevant, all kind of sound like potential name changes. Irrelevant is a name change of some meme washed pro player for sure.
True.
Is the ring I'm getting. Is it actually? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. But it feels like one of those those meme name changes.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Shredit line. Oh man.
All right,
Make sure you take some allergy meds before.
Bro, I've been taking allergy meds every night before I go to bed, and I still wake up in the middle of the night, and my nose is running, and I'm coughing, and my throat is all scratchy, and I can't talk to that.
Your what is all scratchy, Bobby?
You know what I meant.
Oh man, chat's gonna have too much fun with that.
I said throat.
Sure you did.
Throat with a TRH. THR. God, I can't even think right now.
Spelling bee with Bobby.
I will have you know, I won the spelling bee in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 6th grade.
I'll have you know, my eyes are kind of glued over to the chat for the next 2 minutes.
Family-friendly stream, by the way.
For the most part.
Yep. All right. Just realized Bobby's shirt reads "fun guy." Yeah, because I'm a freaking fun guy. What is that surprising? You know, it's properly labeled as who I am. We've got a. I'm gonna have to look like 5 times to remember these guys' names. Vitro. Push it. This is a long flank that did not pay off at all. They flanked all the way from spawn, around grandma's, through the back door, and didn't get a single thing out of it. And we've right now just got Shredit chilling on the hard point. I mean, those players, they might as well just cuddle up and take a nap, because with the length of the flank right there, you just don't really have a whole lot to worry about. Nice, easy 34 points on the board for Shredit right here. as they are just having a field day with the interesting strategy we saw off the start right there.
Yeah, it's been it's definitely been a interesting start. I mean, as you mentioned, the long, awkward rotation off the start not paying off in the slightest. Shredit really just in control at this point. And I don't know, it looks like they're starting to make that rotation over as a team here and taking control very quickly, actually, of P2. We had a couple seconds going on over to the side of, what is it, Vitro, and it was looking like Shredit were just going to take over, but we actually had a really big set of kills come through from Parallel and Tomb, and they will hold a little bit longer, maybe able to tie things up. And now with Vade the only one on point, he's getting a couple bullets, but taking quite a few more, and that is going to be the end of that. Solid 20 plus seconds still up for grabs for either of these teams. We did have Tomb make a solid rotation up through window, picking up a kill. Going to contest a little bit longer before he does eventually get dropped by Salai. And Shred just filling up the feed right now. Just Spot with the MP7 picks up a double kill. Vibin rocking the HVK, pretty consistent weapon in the meta right now, especially with the Man of War perma band, gives it a lot of opportunity to really shine.
And Justibot is beaming with the QXR. We saw him doing that on Tuesday as well, but man, yeah, I don't know if it's his build or his recoil control, but that man is running through some lobbies with the QX. I'm going to go look at it real quick because I know everybody in chat's going to ask me to look at the build. Anyway, it looks like the no-stock marksman, OWC tack laser, monolithic suppressor, and enhance bolt. So for those of you who want to give it a try, there you go. If I interpreted that correctly anyway. He's got 14 kills on the board. Definitely playing a really big role so far for Shredit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And as you mentioned, Justibot just absolutely lasering with the MP7, as well as Salai. 14 and 15 kills respectively. Looking over at the opposition, we've got Tomb leading the team with 8, so not a great spot for the side of Vitro to be in. This is the first time, at least I have seen them on camera. I didn't watch all of the qualifiers. I did catch a couple of the days, but nothing really for them. So this is all new to me as well. Definitely going to have to be keeping an eye out for a lot of these players' strengths and weaknesses, because even Shred, we did get to see them on Tuesday, but most of the players we just don't know enough about yet. I mean, coming into Tuesday, the only players I recognized were really Justibot and Vibin, but Ufer had a pretty strong performance on Tuesday, struggling a little bit right now, but Sly as well having just a phenomenal game. 18 on the board, gunning down Vade in the middle of the street there. Does unfortunately get dropped by Parallel there shortly after, but right now, dominating control for Shredit. They're sitting up just about 70 points right now. We do have a pretty strong rotation actually coming through out of Vitro, but a couple kills traded out there is going to result in more time just going over to the side of Shredit. Definitely seeing the struggle in the player's perspective, right? Of trying to get used to these just strangely different respawns with the hardpoint update. So still a lot of time on the board where Vitro could try to pull things together and get themselves a little bit of a gap closer, but once again, it is Shredit on the hard point and in a great position to set up a defense.
Yep, we see, I mean, Justibot moving up to 20, Salai, like you talked about, 23 right here. Only 2 players in double digits overall for this Vitro team, so they are definitely struggling right now. I mean, with that being said, there's 2 players that still haven't reached double digits for Shredit, so you also got to think about the consistency and how that's going to play into later matches, but right now the players are pretty content to just ride on the backs of Justibot and Salai, as that has gotten them to an 80-point lead right here. Justibot sliding on in, finds another 2 kills. You get a little more up, make it 3 kills. A little bit more hard point time for him, and that'll allow him to clean up the scrap time, as he is cooking right now. Finally taken out by Parallel, but just barely.
Yeah, Sped actually comes through and picks up a couple key kills for the team there before getting dropped by Bybin, but it is Vitro on the point at this time. Do have, wow, Shred just fills up the feed there. Vade is up top, picks up Sly. Tomb with a giant double kill. Unfortunately, Vade unable to find the bullets to pick up just about there. Just about with the phenomenal just bullet speed coming out from the Fennec there. Obviously able to drop a couple bodies in a line right there very, very quickly. Really, really strong weapon for these close-up fights. Something we've been seeing really come out in the meta here. And I gotta tell you, Bobby, I definitely like the rule changes we have here for spring 2021. Definitely allows a lot more room for more guns to fit into the meta. I mean, we haven't really seen submachine guns used in Mobile Mayhem for like the better part of 3 seasons now. So seeing them make a viable comeback at this point is it's definitely a big change up.
Yeah, it's definitely refreshing just because like anybody that's ever watched competitive Call of Duty, SMGs play a really big role in it. So to watch Call of Duty mobile competitive go into play with just 0 SMGs for so many seasons just feels weird when everybody's running all ARs. And it's nice seeing a little bit more variety just about. Even with the Deagle, oh my gosh. He's just smacking. Oh my gosh, he's only 250 points off of a cluster strike. He got a Pred missile right here. He's got a 50-point lead. He's beaming with the QXR. He doesn't give a crap. He's waiting for somebody around the corner right there. He's going to be able to regen his HP. Slides, jumps, gets another kill. Might call in the Pred missile if he wants some free points. Beam in once again. Gets another kill. 50 points needed if you're going to call. Oh no! Somebody in the hop-up. He doesn't take a shot right there. I don't know how he was able to get through that and not take a single bullet of damage, but only 50 points needed for him to get a cluster strike right here. Trying to close the gap. Throws out that smoke. Let's see if he's going to be able to get it. Calls in the Pred missile. Going to be able to get 25 right there. He needs 25 more. That is, what, like 2 assists? 2 minor assists? 1 major assist? Whatever you got to do. He's playing it passive. Somebody's pushing him right now. He's in an awkward spot. They get taken out. Oh my gosh, he can't find an angle to get it.
Definitely a dangerous position for him to be in, looking for that kill.
There
he
it
gets
is.
the kill he needs. There's the cluster strike. And with
like you talked about, he's got the VTOL equipped, so that now that's 300 or 500 points of wasted points.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's something that players will kind of realize as they actually do get streaks, because again, for the most part, we haven't seen streaks getting picked up across the board. I mean, here and there a player will grab a score streak or 2, but we haven't really seen consistent score streaks getting earned, and it is pretty difficult with just the fast-paced action that the new hardpoint respawns have. It's very, very dangerous. I mean, you know, just like the likes of basketball court on raid, good luck getting a Pred missile there. Like, you're gonna die at some point to someone just respawning in an uncomfortable spot for you. And you know, again, as players start to earn their score streaks, I think they'll realize, you know, hey, this was not a fun 500, 600 points to have to grind before I could restart my streaks. So again, I think Care Package is going to be one that we see run in that first slot, just because it's pretty low score comparatively. And again, it's not a UAV where if you click it, it's instantly activatable and could potentially DQ you. So I think that is a choice we'll see a lot of players start to default to as we move forward. You know, we've obviously talked quite a bit about the Fennec, but just about really rocking out with the MP7. We saw him a little bit ago picking up, I think, a triple or even a quad with the Deagles. So, I mean, just about really just killing it right now. 44 on the board, Sly not far behind with 40, and it's really just been a big detriment to the side of Vitro, who 145 on the board. They definitely found pockets of time where they were able to overcome and find good rotations together, but Shredit were just honestly just a much more tight-knit team. Their rotations were better. Obviously at the beginning of the game we saw Vitro just waste like a solid minute of the game, so hopefully they'll play it a little bit more cautious and play a little bit tighter on the rotations in the future.
And like we've talked about plenty tonight, like with the new hardpoint setup, it's all about kills. When you got Justabot and Salai combining for 85, nobody over on Vitro above 25, I mean, that pretty much seals your fate. I think they, in total, got 105. So when you got 85 from 2 people versus 105 for the entire team, I mean, that tells you everything that you need to know about that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, again, anytime you let 2 players break 40 kills, it's going to be an uncomfortable time for you. So, again, we haven't really seen enough of Vitro to know, hey, maybe they had just a bad game here. Maybe they're a stronger search and destroy team like we've seen out of Exiled and so many new teams, Exiled and F4, who were substantially stronger in search and destroy than they were in their respawn games. Honestly, I think it's going to be a really fun, exciting season. We already have some big roster changes for several teams. I mentioned earlier the pickup of Washi for Zygnus, I think, is going to be an absolutely phenomenal team to watch. I think that they're going to really excel this season. Obviously, Vague, a big performance today for Mayhem moving over to NL Esports, who did struggle a little bit up against Zygnus today. And 11T. I mean, 11T picking up Wally. Definitely another team where you look at Tribe and you're like, hey, this is for the most part the winning Tribe roster from last season, minus Slothy plus Forsaken. So I'm really looking at Zygnus and 11T and potentially even NL to be teams that can really give Tribe a run for their money. And then as well Invictus. Invictus had a phenomenal performance today. So lots of really good teams in the league right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Season.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a crazy one to watch. Even with all these new teams popping up, I think this might be the most new teams that we've had. And even the new teams that we're seeing are like showing up big and definitely putting up big numbers. Like 40 and 50 kills in a first game in for Shredit, not something to laugh at all. We are getting ready to hop into Search and Destroy Meltdown. I don't think I ever went through the maps and the bans for that one. So just real quick, obviously we had Standoff, Hardpoint, next up Meltdown, Search and Destroy. If we go to a game 3, it'll be Firing Range Domination, the banned guns, the DRH, and the QQ9. That explains why you have all the QXRs. That explains why you have all the HVKs. Nothing too very surprising there. And obviously, we do have only 1 sniper allowed per team in Search and Destroy. Still learning a lot about these teams with the current sniper meta. Always going to play a big role, especially on Meltdown over on the B side especially. So we'll see what each of these teams has for us, but definitely going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, definitely going to be a fun one. Again, we haven't seen a lot. We obviously saw Shredit on Tuesday. We haven't seen any of Vitro. So there's really a lot on the board. Again, we've seen a lot of these new teams really excel in Search and Destroy, specifically looking at Exiled and F4, who struggled in Respawn but put up really strong performances in Search and Destroy. So maybe Vitro and Shredit will also be teams to watch out for in Search. But man, with Shredit having an opening performance like that, definitely may be a team to look out for in Hardpoint as well. As you mentioned, 45 for Justabat, 40 for Salai. If they can have performances like that throughout the season, they're going to be a team to contest with.
Yep, just waiting for a couple of these Vitro players to get readied up, and we should be good to go for the next one. Long night, but definitely a fun one. Let's see, we are 3 hours and 44 minutes in, and I'm not falling asleep yet.
I am.
I may or may not need to edit a video after this. We'll have to see.
Oh, piano. I am ancient, my friend. I am ancient.
You're not ancient. Day is...
I think 29.
29? That's what I was going to say. Let's go.
Either 29 or turning 29 this year, or...
Wait, how do you not know how old you are?
Trying to math. Late. It's past my bedtime.
What is your birth date?
92.
Okay, but like I need day in the month.
November.
November of 92. Okay, so my wife is December of 92, so you were 28.
I think I'm turning 29.
You're turning 29.
math.
There you go. Easy.
Ancient. Basically expired.
Wait, what day in November?
The 2nd.
Okay. Well, Molly's December 2nd, so you're a month apart. There you go.
There we go.
Who would have thought?
Not gonna remember that.
How dare you?
I'm not gonna remember.
I
that.
gave you very specific information. How dare you not remember that?
It seems easy to remember. It's just 1 month later, right? But like, I'm also like, again, we had an unnamed energy drink, and it's just not doing anything. It was good for about like 45 minutes. I was feeling good, and now I'm just like, man, my face could be buried in a pillow right now.
Should have had G Fuel using code Bob. SMH my head.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, let me know. I've got multiple unopened tubs and one open tub that I don't plan on drinking. So if you want sour phaseberry, bubblegum, or moon pie, just let me know.
Fun fact, I've never had G Fuel.
Really?
Ever.
I'll have to hook you up.
I've always like meant to buy some, right? Like I'm always like, yeah, I should try some of that. It's probably way better for me than the other trash I buy at the store.
Definitely better for yeah, probably. That seems likely.
And it's just one of those things that I never pulled the trigger on, right? Like I always I'm like, I need to do this, and then I forget and I don't do it.
I'll just let you know next time code Bob is 30% off.
All right, you do that. You do that.
All right. Let the games.
Next time it's 30% off. Let me know what flavors to buy too.
Yes. Starfruit, Bahama Mama, and Guava. Those are my 3 go-tos right now.
I'm not gonna remember that.
Yeah.
I'll ask when code Bob is 30% off, but maybe even before then. I don't know yet.
All right, we got Vibin with a sniper in hand. Wow. 2 early kills with the QXRs. Justabot and Oofer coming in big right there. Time. Do we have like all QXRs? What am I looking at right now? We have 4 QXRs and a sniper right now in the game for Shredit, and it is working. A little 5-2 start. That's what you like to see. Nice, easy A plant right there. Tomb and Parallel. Only players alive, and they are not in the right spot. Parallel, wow, Parallel's all the way through their spawn. Just about, he's got the spot right now. He's going to find him. He's going to find the kill as well. Tomb trying to get the refrag. He's not going to be able to make it happen. I don't anticipate he's going to clutch that, and I am correct. Nice, easy 3 kills for Justabot off the start. Frying once again.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great round in that first setup of hardpoint. And, again, had a pretty strong performance in Search and Destroy on Tuesday as well, up against Zygnus. So, definitely expect big things coming out of him. The Fennec, obviously, an incredibly strong weapon, especially in close range matchups. So, I'm not shocked as we, again, are seeing the MP7 and the Fennec coming out strong for Shredit. And they are pushing pretty strongly up the A side while on offense. So, they are playing to their strengths. And it is really working out strong for them right now. Vibin picks up Parallel. Sly drops Tomb as well. Great performance coming out of Shredit. Looking like a pretty good overall team right now. Just about teasing me once again with the M16.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but Vitro's just getting straight smoked right now. Oh my gosh. This is like, what, they have 1 kill so far. Sped is the only player to get a kill so far, and everybody else is they're sitting on their goose eggs. We're gonna get a B plant this time, and once again, Vitro just seems confused. They have no positioning. They don't have anybody in a good spot. They finally get a frag onto Justabot right there. And if there's anybody you want to take out, it's probably him. He's already got 5 kills on the board through the first 2 rounds. They've still got to take out 4 more for the retake. Time very far on the outskirts right here. Trying to play things slowly. I think he got an eye right there, and he's shooting bodies. Oh, man. Oh, man. Things are getting toxic right here. Parallel does end up getting a frag. Not going to be able to get enough to make it matter. A nice, easy 3-0 lead for Shredit.
Yeah, they are looking to potentially close this out in a quick 2-0 fashion. We will have to see as we get into these next couple rounds. Parallel was able to pick up a double there, but things, as you mentioned, not looking great for the side of Vitro, at least not for their opening day performance in Mobile Mayhem. But again, a lot of season ahead of us yet, so we'll have to see as we get there. But Justibot just absolutely turns on Sped there, picks up the kill. Oofer finds Parallel just like that. It's a 4 versus 2 as we do have the plant looking like it's potentially getting ready to push up into B, but
Oofer hit him in the face with a nade right there. Oh, that's painful to watch. That's just disrespectful.
4-0 lead now for the side of Shredit, Oofer, and Justibot. The two players told you to look out for at the beginning of the game. Rocking it right now in Search and Destroy. And it's looking pretty one-sided right now. Looking like this is going to be one of the quicker matches of the night. Justibot once again pushing up, very aggressive with that Fennec. Is going to win the gunfight there once again up against Scott. Vibin finding a quick double kill as well. It's now once again a rough situation for the side of Vitro to be in a 5 versus 2. Make it about to be a 5 versus 1, I think. Nope, Tuman does pick up the kill, saving his teammate there. Salai, however, is going to come through and get the return kill. Now Vade getting bodied by Vibin. 5-0 lead for the side of Shredit. And hopefully Vitro are not able to turn things around here because my iPad has 1% battery.
All right, good time for Shredit to close out the win in our final match of the night. Oh my god. Shredit's trolling right now. They're all proning.
I'm watching.
Oh my gosh. They're all proning their way over to the A site, and everybody for Vitro is just like, huh. I wonder where they are. Everybody keeps accidentally unproning.
If this is what we're doing, I'm turning my brightness down for a second.
And it was not a super effective A defense, but I think they're all right with that. I think they are very confident in their abilities, and they seem to know what the strategy needs to be. Justibot gets a kill, not too surprising to see. 1 down, 4 to go. Let's see if they can make it happen right here. Another player down. Vibin's got the sniper. Justibot's got the QXR. Alright, that was just the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen. That was just mean. That's not nice at all. What's the total kill? 7 total kills in 6 rounds. Vitro may need to reevaluate their search and destroy approach. They seem to be a little bit lacking right there.
Well, again, very early in the season, we've seen teams struggle early on. Nova, a key one to look at from last season where things were not looking great for them. And then just every week they got better and better and better until they were a team really pushing for that final spot. They were putting up big numbers against teams that, you know, based on their early performance, we didn't expect to see. So still a long way to go for Vitro. We'll see what they're able to do in upcoming weeks, but so far, off of the footage we've seen, Zygnus, one of the stronger teams in the league. Shredit put up a strong performance against them in the qualifiers on Tuesday, and then had a incredible performance here today up against Vitro. So Shredit definitely a team to look out for as we get into some of their more challenging matchups ahead.
Yep, definitely looking forward to it, but that is going to mark the end of the night day. I know you are so excited, as am I. It is very late. I should probably go to sleep, but I'll probably edit a video instead. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is on whatever platform you're on. Thank you, as always, today for helping me cast admins, taking care of the back end work, and players for playing the game. That's going to be it for our first night of Mobile Mayhem. Make sure whoever we raid, spam use code POB in their chat. That's going to be it for the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.